So it's just like these guys are just like flip. Thank God my mic's still.
If they ask for a bumper,
Oh no, they might get 3 or 4. They would get 3 or 4 and then get to choose it.
then we'd get one. We should. There should be something for the afternoon.
Yeah. No, Sharif, it's true, my guy. It's true. What?
No, that doesn't count. No, that does
That's
not
it.
count.
Who's over there, Andre?
There's no way that's.
Or is that Fabian? Who's over there? But I already know what's good. I've already said that already. We're now the second. We're like second-rate citizens around here.
Yes.
Which I'm completely fine with that. I'd rather be down low. I got Mini-Me over there now. Neil, I mean, you're doing the lesson of the day here. I might as well, I mean.
Well, I'm just going to be chilling.
I'm going to get on the unemployment line very soon around here.
It's a middays world. I heard something about Joe, you guys settling that bet live, which worked out.
I didn't realize it has to be a new pair of jeans. I thought there was a monetary value over there. And all of a sudden, Sharif is like, he found some random pair on eBay.
I thought it was either or.
I felt like I was just going to go, like, get a pair of jeans, put it on eBay, send it to Sharif, and then we'll do some money laundering. You know what I mean, Sharif? We'll get Joe to buy those jeans. You know, we'll split the difference.
So what now? Like, you got to sport the jeans in front of everybody? Like, it's a weird thing to actually bet. But I guess it makes sense because of the story.
I just gotta say congratulations. Sharif wins the bet.
It's over.
So now they're 1-1, right? I think one won the Bitcoin. I lost because of my patriotism. I took a Canadian team in the Stanley Cup. This guy, Joey Hockey over there.
What was your bet with Joe then?
I chose the Oilers. He chose the Panthers. Like, I just tried to stay. First of all, are you mic'd up?
Oh, you're 0-2 against me, I think.
What was the other one?
Ronaldo and Hulk Hogan.
Oh, no, but that was, no. We're talking about, that's not really.
A big goose egg.
I don't feel like, first of all, I'm not even connected to, that's why I can't hear this guy. I'm not, that was different. Okay, because that's still not proven. We asked a random guy from Winnipeg who has no idea.
Multiple people.
He has no idea. I'm not even sure that guy knew where he was.
Okay, listen, we have a large sample set here. We have approximately 6,000 people. Put it in the chat, and then that's it. Put it in.
Okay, we should do that. We should do that.
Who is more popular, Hulk Hogan or Cristiano Ronaldo?
First of all, that was not the question.
That was not the actual question.
This is why I can't deal with these guys.
Right, so I'm gonna.
It was who had a more recognizable face.
I think
that was the exact.
So that's a short question. The longer question was, it was more along the lines of if you showed random people in the world a picture, like regular headshot between Cristiano Ronaldo and Hulk Hogan, which one would people be able to recognize? I'm gonna switch. Look, I'm gonna log in. I have to log out as myself, and then I'm gonna log in and create this poll because I'm curious what people are gonna say.
Well, I mean, I'm just reading the chat. Everyone's all about Hogan over here on the chat.
I think our viewers might say Ronaldo, though.
I'm not sure. It was just a more thing that, like, who is Ronaldo? Thank you very much, Chris. I believe that to be correct. There. Also, the guy I don't think even knew who Ronaldo was either. But there you go, Hulk for sure. Okay, so it's close. I think it's closer than everybody thinks. Right there. So. Anyways, we'll go on there. I think Ronaldo is. I mean, the thing about Ronaldo too is, I think Hulk Hogan is more. I think he'd have to be maybe at least our age. I think, or. I don't know. I think it all came from the fact that, like, when Hulk Hogan passed away, it was like he didn't pass away with very much money at all. Like, he had given a lot away. His daughter, like, signed away all the money that she was supposed to get and everything. And I was like, has there ever been, like, a more famous person that died with basically with nothing?
Oh, a lot of people.
All right, we'll have to wait to see who winds up happening right now. Okay, I'm just going to quickly take a screenshot of this right now. Okay, Joe, because right now I can clearly see where this vote is headed before we start to influence this. So with 115 votes, Hulk Hogan wins. So there it is, Joe. 1-1 right now we are there. So Hulk Hogan winds up winning that bet. So thank you.
Yeah, the poll's not done yet.
Doesn't matter. I mean, 194 votes. I mean, we don't need to have it influenced anymore. Now it's 212 votes. It's over with.
Oh, where'd he go?
Hogan wins. It's a landslide right there.
Joe's gone.
CNN would already declare a winner.
Because that works out so well.
Well, I don't know. I'm not the one. I think they screwed up once, right? Now it's 54-64 with the votes getting even higher up right now. So I didn't send that to Joe. No, we're just playing around. But anyways, yeah, I was 1 for 1 now with Joe there. You still have not yet to make a bet. Sharif's 1 for 1. So we'll continue to have a lot of fun.
I was going to ask Joe what he wanted to bet on, but then he just left.
Yeah, he left. He left. He went to go to try to tell everyone to vote for Ronaldo there. But okay, so there it goes. Yeah, look, we're excited, man. I mean, today we had Tesla back and forth. Right now, it's starting to go back up to the upside. We have no reason to believe that this market, and I know I'm short. I'm still short the TQs. We can go over that quickly. But there's no reason to believe that this market is going to go sideways the rest of the afternoon. I mean, last week we had the draft of the Fed, and it was a little slow, and we were waiting for Broadcom, but I think now, like, most of this stuff is out. We have Micron coming later on this week. A lot of the big retail names last week already hit, Lululemon, Costco. We've already gone through Walmart. We've had Target earnings. Energy names are through it as well. We're already back, man. It's January the 13th is JP Morgan. January the 13th. So that's coming through very, very soon, again, right there. So, yeah, there it is. Clemenza. We do have a super chat. Who's over there?
Clemenza.
If we can.
Of course, there's only one Clemenza.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, what's Clemenza from? Why don't I know that?
The Godfather.
Oh, The Godfather. Hello. Okay, so I'm not sure who this is here. Huge. Do we have it on?
What's the line? It's
I'll have to find it on here.
Something. Take the cannolis. Why can't I remember the stupid?
Yeah, I need to. I really need to. That's what Godfather 2.
It's like throw away the. No, it's something about the gun and then take the cannolis.
Take the cannolis, yeah. Put down the gun and have a cannoli type of thing. Okay, so yes. Oh, there it is. Huge fan of the show. Elevated. Now I'm all stunned out here watching 400 votes go by and Hulk Hogan still winning. Elevated my trading from just watching anyway. Hope John Tavares, yeah, Pajama Boy, what? Works out for you guys. Matthew Schaefer is him. I agree with that. So shout out to this guy over there in Long Island, I guess, with Matthew Schaefer. I don't know the Pajama Pants reference for John Tavares, but yeah, right now the Maple Leafs, although I think they've won, they've gotten points in like 5 of their last 6 games or something, but they did lose to Edmonton pretty badly there on the weekend, 6-3. So, but.
All right, now I just curious what.
Now you're gonna read the line? Yeah, we got.
No, not the line. This Tavares Pajama Boy.
Oh, maybe did he make it? The funniest hockey thing ever was the. Oh, not hockey. It was baseball. It was Freddie Freeman.
This is it. Not every day you can live your childhood dream.
Oh well, John Tavares is from Oakville, which is just a town.
Okay, first of all,
just west.
First of all, everyone's eyes went to, wow, that's pretty cool that he was a Leafs fan. The first thing I saw was the nice Star Wars Jedi Starfighter.
Yes,
like that's Anakin it's a Jedi Starfighter right there. John Tavares, you are now even cooler than you were before.
Oh yeah,
let's go. But that also just, man, I feel old now because. Shoot, that means of course he's younger than me. What am I talking about? He's still a professional athlete. I'm like, wait a minute, you were a kid when, man, we're getting old.
Oh, yeah. He's a little younger than us, obviously.
Because he'd be, what, 35?
Probably 35, 36.
Mid-30s.
Yeah, so he's a decade younger than us. Shout out to Johnny T. One of the best Maple Leafs of all time, honestly. Like, I know he doesn't have any cups or anything like that, but the guy signed here straight from LA. Oh, that's why. This guy's from... because he's coming from Long Island.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So John Tavares, in his prime, was an Islander, of course. So Adara back on Wednesday, right there. So, all right, let's go back over right here. We're still short. Maybe you can see my position now. I'm still in the TQs. And just real quick, we went from long there and lost on it early on the day. Very small amount. We told you we lost about 10% of what we wound up making there on Tesla, but then we shorted that top right there. And then we went for a walk. Unfortunately, I waited for this trade and missed my opportunity to go. I didn't go to the gym days. I got to work extra hard tomorrow. But it fell through there. We walked about a couple kilometers around the city there. Picked up ourselves flat white. And then came back in, got a little bit more out here on the NQs. And now we'll wait to see if the TQs go tumbling back down. Here it is right here. Starbucks finally sent me a coupon, I think because I hadn't been in a while, 50% off one drink. So I was like, you know what, I'll go there. Charge my wife full price every time, that's for sure.
Well,
yeah, flat white here, pretty good. Yeah, TQQ is good position. Thanks, David. For that, we'll wait to see what's going on as they hopefully continue to. Falling, snowflakes are falling down. My kids are way too old for that song. All right, Sharif.
No, they're not.
Hulk Hogan, baby. I mean, it's still happening right now. Sorry about that, Joseph. We are now 1-1, Joseph and I, on our bet. So let's go back over to the desk and find out when Joseph is going to be buying Sharif those jeans.
Can't wait to get my hands on those, Katita, man. Guys, welcome to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. Neil and Sean locked and loaded, baby, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get your tickers on the Afternoon Rundown is you got to get into the chat and join us there and vote, of course, for your favorite tickers. There you go. You see the leaderboard, Tesla with a country mile leading ahead here, guys. Let's look, though, at all four major averages, and all four major averages, as you can see over my shoulder, are in negative territory, with the NQ down 0.25%. By the way, guys, today will be the last day we are using the December contract, as now the March contracts are doing more volume, so be ready for that tomorrow. So we're down here a bit more than 0.1% on the NQ December contract. Likewise, with the ES, we're down about 0.1, barely below 68.25, and the Dow also barely negative on the day, down 0.14, but negative nonetheless. And the Russell 2000, the worst performing of the four major averages today, down about 0.5%. Let's look, though, at the first major ticker, or the first ticker as decided by you guys, TSLA. What a move up for Tesla today, coming into that 480 area, putting a bit of a bull flag, up 3 4/5 on the result. On the back of this headline, they begin testing the RoboTaxi in Austin with no safety monitor, widely distributed all over Twitter, or X, excuse me, of videos, essentially, of people taking videos of the Model Y driving around Austin with nobody in the car. And this has now pushed Elon Musk's net worth, the guys, $600 billion and maybe more with the upcoming SpaceX IPO.
According to Forbes.
Yeah, like we tried to join him in the most richest man in the world there. We had to long on Tesla real early. If you come over here, it's on the sticky note. This is what we wrote down here. But the problem is I was about 600 billion shares too short on that one, because, or about, in this situation, about 60 billion shares too short, because it still winds up being a $10 winner. So we'll say money to that one. But yeah, a few hundred billion shares short of joining him in the race to become the world's richest man, which he, of course, already is. But right into there, yeah, good move. We had Tesla early and often, right? This was not a stop out. This was actually, and thankfully, it came back in a little bit there and allowed me to reload that, or else I'd have never, for myself, been able to live that one down. I put it in, and then immediately I threw out the wrong stop order. So what I do is, as soon as I get filled there at 471, this is 470.50, I threw out an offer to break through 470. So I was only gonna, because of the amount of shares I had, I was only gonna give this 50 cents. And I've seen it just break, and then my worst trade on Tesla ever was one time, I think it broke 450 or might have broke 400. I have no idea what level it was at that time, but it was another key level there, like a 470. It broke it, and then it went down like $10 almost immediately. And I remember being like, oh no. And it was just like a big time of panic. And the next thing I knew, I was down $4 or $5 on whatever, if it was a couple hundred shares or whatever it was. Share size doesn't matter, but it's a dramatic move. So I put my stop order out, got triggered immediately, must have done something wrong, was like, no. And then I bought a little bit more once I realized that was wrong. Thankfully, I got long again at 472. So we wind up taking about $1.50 there on a few billion shares. And then it started going back up, and that's where we really made all of our money back there, 480. And when we saw that 480 was a problem, you know, we get out on the way up into 480 first, you know, and then back 480 again. Then I thought, uh-oh, we've double touched it or whatever. Now it's coming back down. So we get some out at 477. And then the next best out is there again at 480, finally breaking through the 50-period moving average, stopped out of our last trade. All happened live, man. This whole trade was live on air. So it's, I don't want to say it's the best trade all month. It's not my best trade P&L-wise, but it is a good one here. And it might be, if I don't trade Tesla again, it'll be probably one of the best stocks on a single day trade for me so far this month. But who knows? We still could get back into it. I think a short around this 480. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. All-time highs, Neil, on this one, 488 in change. So let's see if we can get to that again. And yeah.
But is that on a closing basis? 40, that 40.
It's just what e-signal said. So
because every time I look at my chart, I'm like, isn't it for an intraday high, didn't it already snag it with that? Because I look at this one candle, these candles here, like we haven't closed above 470, 477 or 480 on Tesla. You know, I'm going to ask Gemini the second I'm done here with Tesla on a closing basis, because sometimes that matters more. Like if this could be an all-time high close if it were to get back above 40. Of course, I say that it's underneath 480, so it might be entirely a moot point right now because it's not above 480. But it also seems like it's broken trend on the 15-minute, unfortunately. So this 478 or so, like if we don't get back above 478, let's call it, it's broken trend potentially here on Tesla. But still, fantastic day for them. Day, week, month, most of the year. It's the one in the Mag 7 that's going. Like Meta was okay this morning. Google was okay. Google's been doing okay relative to some of the other Mag 7 names, but you know, Tesla really has been the only one that's been in any kind of an uptrend right now. And I wanted to say it's because it's not viewed in the same vein in the AI space, but then that's true of Apple as well, and Apple didn't do any good
I will
here today either. So I'm going to ask Gemini, because I really do think over 380 would be an all-time high closing price.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, on the chart here, I don't know why. This is just what, and by the way, I just put that up there. We are taking these kind of suggestions. I'd actually mentioned to Brendan before that it's impossible to read that white writing back there, so I think they are in the midst. I know Ramin and Fabian, and they're all working on getting that background a little bit. You can see the red is out of it a little bit today, it looks like, so that's a good sign. I'm just reading what it says down. Oh, you can't, oh, here, hold on a second, clear this trigger. I got it. All right, so just down in here, I don't know if you can see it. It shows the low as 214, and then that says 488.54, but if you go to this candle right here, it is that wick top, but that's not, like normally you don't include those. You know, you do look at, you know, so that's the highest price ever it's gotten to, 488.54. Right. Now, whether or not it closes at that level or not, I mean, it looks like the best close ever. Like this candle, I'm not even sure why it's red. That means it would have closed down here at 440s that day. So the best close ever to me is right here, which is almost 480 exactly.
Yeah, so Gemini's got it.
Yeah.
Gemini says 479.86.
Yeah.
And it was almost exactly a year
does
ago,
it say?
December the 17th, 2024.
Yep.
And then, of course, the intraday high is today. Well, sorry. Well, it
has the day right. It has everything right.
If it's able to get if it gets above 480, we have an all-time high close. That's the most important thing. Tesla, an absolute rocket ship. I looked up at the chat just now and saw a question from you, Guy 33. And he literally asked about SMR. So before we go back to Sharif, like your question is, SMR is a buy at this price? For me, no. For myself, I'm saying no. Like there's two ways that I liked it. One is if it actually gets down to like the April lows and look for a bounce off that, or is if this consolidation broke out higher. Like if it held this consolidation and broke higher, then I'd want to buy into the momentum. Otherwise, if it's going to continue to trend down, then I'm going to wait for it to get down into those teens for SMRs. Hopefully that answers your question. And let's go see what number 2 is on the list, which I already know.
AMCI, guys, this one was a SPAC before de-SPACing with this new company, AMC Robotics, a newly publicly traded AI robotics company. They also deal in smart security. They're trading on the Nasdaq following the merger with AlphaVest Acquisition Corporation. AMCI, that is the ticker there, up 135%. No other reason that this is moving other than the de-SPAC, losing the volume-weighted average price, though, boys, at around 680, dropping back down now into 6 1/3. Still up, though, 134%.
Well, this is one of those, the second you know that it's the de-SPAC and in the AI space, like you're just looking to see one of two things on the move. Can the move take 10? If the move can't take 10, you want the back end of it usually, right? Because that's just a psychological level on every single SPAC, former de-SPAC, whatever it might be. And it completely reversed at $9. Yeah, I'd be leaning short on this afternoon. We don't have locates on it, but I imagine it'd be like a cent or two per share here at Real Trading. It just lost VWAP. So because it couldn't break back above 10, I think that usually is a pretty bearish thing in the higher time frame anyways for AMCI. That's what you want to see. Like if you're not if you're not returning better value than that, then that just, to me, it's not really viewed all that well, unfortunately. So I favor the short, potentially at VWAP here. Good volume, too.
Yeah, I mean, all those SPACs, we've seen some pretty disastrous plays go through in the SPAC universe. So just make sure you do your due diligence and check out how these things are moving and whatnot. Like, you want an AI, Bitcoin, different names like that. We had like BarkBox was a really bad one that I was in at one point, like Nikola and things like that had gone bad. DWAC was President's, which is now True Social.
I don't really talk about that much.
DJT, thank you, Sharif. I was like sitting here, I was like, why can't I only think of DWAC? So there are some, like, if you got involved.
It was fun when it was DWAC.
Oh yeah, I just called up DWAC. It's obviously not there anymore. But if you did get that involved, and this was sub $10 at one point, wow. I didn't even realize DJT was back to $10, but
oh my
yeah, long story, maybe longer. This is kind of the stuff that can happen. So I would this is actually kind of a cool point to bring up right now. This birthday, this came to market, was $10 when it was initially a SPAC down there, DJT with DWAC. So now you're all the way back. You've almost come all the way back in on this name again. So I don't know how much when this actually came to market, but there it is right there. $56 when it turned around. So this was a $10 SPAC, went to $56, turned over its name, and since then it really hasn't seen heights like that. So this is another thing, regardless of the stock. I mean, this is not a thing about it being the truth or like Donald Trump's company or anything like that, Truth Social. It's just a matter of what can happen sometimes when you get sort of this exuberance in names that are really high flying at one point, like a Rivian, whatever comes out at 108. DJT came out at $56, whatever we just showed you, now down into that SPAC price again. So yeah, just some fun stuff, man. The market is a fun way of raising money sometimes. And what does it stand for? SPAC, Special Acquisition Corp. Yeah, so SPACs, all the rage maybe again. That's when you know. If it says anything about Chamath behind it, just.
He had a new one.
Uh-oh.
A few months.
Perfect.
Hold on a second.
Trying to put our money where our mouth is, baby.
I don't know it offhand.
Yeah, no, I do remember he did have one there.
It was like 2 months ago he had a new SPAC. Here, we're going to go to Sharif, and by the time we come back, I'll have the name of it.
GameStop having a great day, guys. Back into the highs and up 6%. And there's no fundamental reason why we're moving except what you see on your screen there on the left. Michael Burry, whose account now on X is called Cassandra Unchanged. I have no idea why. But here's what he said. He said, I will drop my GM post Sunday evening. That was on the 12th. Then Sunday evening came. That was last night at 11 p.m. He said, my apologies. There's just too much info to organize. Cannot make the Sunday deadline. It didn't matter because the bulls were already looking long. And here we are trading at $22.58, back above the $50, boys.
His newsletter, that's gotten very popular, his newsletter. I saw some like people tweeting about like
Burries?
Yeah, they're just talking about like if he's converting X amount of the users into like monthly sales, like how much he'd be getting from it. Anyways,
probably a lot.
It was. I forget the exact number, but it was.
I mean, you wonder why they
pretty damn good for
potentially
him.
Fabian.
So I said I would get the name. It is. You can't.
What?
I'm sorry.
What I just said?
No.
Oh.
The name of Chamath's new SPAC. American Exceptionalism Acquisition Corp, AEXA.
I can only warn people so much. Oh, I'm saying.
What a great name. So anyways, it came out, but you actually could have bought this one. So if you got this one at the open, it was actually pretty good. Topped out at about $12, now heading back in. What are we actually supposed to be talking about? So anyways, this might bounce. Hey, it already bounced off the SPAC open price. This was a good one off open. Shoot, we were supposed to be talking about something else, but I said I would get that one to you guys. Was it Nvidia? Shoot, that's my bad.
What were we talking about, Sharif? What was this stock?
Exceptional.
GameStop. We're not even close.
So
job,
first
Neil.
of all,
Neil, try to stay focused.
I know I can't. American Exceptionalism Acquisition Corp.
Neil, GME. All right, come over here just quickly.
What are they doing?
Guys, we did find out something crazy. You want to talk about more crazy stuff? These guys have never been hacked. This is BTCC right here. Other exchanges, as you know, keep getting wrecked, right? BTCC stays untouched. There is zero KYC if you're in the United States, Canada, or Great Continental Europe. Through tradertv.live, you get 100 USDT coupons for registering. Plus, grab that 50% bonus that covers up to $15,000 loss in your trading account on the USD Tether side. Do your own due diligence, but I'm not sure what we're missing. So scan that QR code right there and find out more as I pass it over to Neil, who has promised to be more focused, and we'll go over GameStop now.
The GameStop chart looks maybe more exciting than that SPAC, if we're being real for a second, which we're trying to be. Look, I don't. And the other thing to consider with GameStop's up 6% on a day where, hey, some of their spin has been to invest in Bitcoin, and crypto's been smashed today. Like everything that remotely adjacent to crypto or Bitcoin has gotten smoked. And you're trend up on GME, that's a little bit of a spicy meatball. And you're gonna
love meatballs.
Potentially close above the 50 period here on the daily. I'm a little surprised that this is as strong as it is. But the only negative here would be, look at last week's high when it tries to gap fill, and you might actually hear, never mind. So since the breakout, so there's your breakout in the morning, the first real red candle was here, so it dipped to 21.8, and then it held this trend. So like the breakout trend line could be tested early. This is one to watch this afternoon. The market's not doing a heck of a lot. This is actually trying to break into a gap fill. You need to get above 22.6. Break out this 22.6, and GameStop has something. Wouldn't be that bad either if Bitcoin could actually rally. That would maybe help a little bit here for GME. But on the daily chart, there might be something here. You can close above the 50, break out this 24, or more like 23.5 to 24 area for GME. Crazier things have happened, but I think it's still more of a momentum play even if you get it.
So I took my daughter and one of her friends to see Wicked last night. And I took my son and one of his friends, so I made 4 trips, that's how smart I am, to the theater yesterday. One saw Jujutsu Kaisen, one saw Wicked, the second Wicked there. And so I don't know, man. In my household anyways, we go to theaters. Not often, but enough, right? I went to see something else recently. Now I can't even think about the name of it. And it's a lot of fun when we go there. So I just wanted to say, like, mission pass for what? Jujutsu Kaisen? Going to the theater. Yeah, of course, man. Going to the theater is big, man. I'm like a Cine Club member or whatever. It's okay. But anyways, downside there for AMC. I just want to bring this to everyone's attention because this is breaking again, like basically that $2 mark. And I can't really, maybe if I zoom out, yeah. That news again. They diluted. I mean, it's different than GameStop, right? I mean, these guys have diluted a lot, and now you're going to go over and see some of the highs of where AMC's been at and where we're at right now. So I just want to go over. This is at basically all-time lows today for AMC. So yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to be getting back anytime soon. Again, completely diluted and not able to make a move. No crypto talk the same way GameStop is or anything like that. So love going to those theaters. And yeah, AMC, a little bit of downside push there. So yeah, that part kind of sucks. But I want to bring that to everyone's attention. Breaking $2 might be something here on AMC.
Hold it up at $1 maybe?
Yeah, but I mean, think if it breaks $1, I don't know. They're just going to keep diluting, right? They've shown that they can do that and are willing to do it. So I'd say be careful there with AMC. Sharif, you're not a big movie guy, are you? Like theater guy?
No, guys. The last movie that I saw in the theater was Black Panther in 2018. So that should tell you all you need to know right there. But here's what you need to know about NVIDIA. They've come up with another new open source model as they look to take on the Chinese, who are basically dominating the open source models right now, up 1 1/5. The company revealed the 3rd generation of its Nemotron LLM aimed at writing, coding, and other tasks. The smallest of the models, called the Nemotron 3 Nano, was released on Monday. Separately, they said they acquired a software provider called Shakeup MD, guys, still up 30% year to date, up 1 1/5 on the day.
Well, we're still trying to find the bounce from Nemotron, apparently. Well, I shouldn't say unfortunately. Look, NVIDIA's been doing a better job than most of the Mag 7 names trying to hold us up here. Because there was multiple points where it looked like it was going to break out. I actually did this morning when we were talking about it. I was like, well, if you could take out some of these highs that obviously we didn't, like find buyers on the 15-minute above 178 was going to be a breakout long, but we just couldn't do it. Like every single time on the 15 minutes you tagged 178, it failed. So I wanted to be bullish for this gap fill. It just didn't happen on Nvidia. Maybe there's a little something that, I don't know, we could still maybe break out over VWAP, breaking this trend line. I think that'll be the play. Because it's the chance of actually getting above 178, like 90 minutes to go here, 30 minutes till power hour, the chances of actually legitimately breaking about that level are pretty low. So I think more of a trend break over VWAP for a long potential on Nvidia. I like the double bottom, holding 175 a couple days in a row. Strong relative to the market. There was just no follow through, which was hard to do. Like not much followed through today in big cap tech, which is fine. Just looking for it to break this trend on the three minutes. So go to this high at 11:30 or 11:25, and you can kind of see the trend line. It did break at about 177.50 as of right now. Let's see if it can go.
Yeah, we're still relatively positive here on the chip space, but I did, mention some of my concerns about moving forward into 2026. I do think that we could have a bullish run into the end of the year. You wouldn't think that today. AMD right here, down 0.1 on the day. So this is where I did real good. I showed you that Tesla trade. I've only had 3 trades today, AMD, the TQQs, and Tesla. So we wind up losing on this trade, but we only wound up losing 10% of what we made there on Tesla. So I feel pretty good about it. Oopsies, right there. So we watch AMD run to the high side, right off the open, and I'm thinking immediately, okay, if it falls back into the 200 period, then we'll buy this into the day's low. And it was working. So we were able to make money. Like these are all make money spots until eventually we wind up stopping out of our last little baby piece there, which is why it turns out to not be that big of a hit at all. The problem is that I was still holding a decent chunk. And that's part of the game plan for me is that I'm trying to make like bigger trades. And if you're going to do that, then you have to try to hold on to something through some turbulence. And unfortunately, this one, we were long there at 12s, and there's my out there breaking through 11.50. So it's only a 50-cent move to the downside, but these are about only $1, right? This is long there at 12s. Those are 13s. So we only got out of part of it for $1 and then lost like probably half of it for 50 cents. So it turns out that it's basically a couple of these down today on AMD, but overall, more than a couple of those up on the day. Someone asked if I'm green today. Yes, we can discuss that after. But for right now, over to Neil.
Because when seconds count, everybody, which they often do in the world of concussions, you don't have time to wait. Just treating symptoms. NYSE listed Origenics, OGEN. They're rewriting the rules of neurological care. They're looking to develop the first FDA-approved treatment for concussions. You can book a meeting with the team today. Find the link in description, of course, and shout out to OGEN. Shout out to them. We've actually had them on the show a couple of times, and always fantastic. Rooting for them. I believe if you can create a company that actually will, at the end of the day, solve a gigantic problem, that's always a positive. And then if you make money, everyone can make money after. That's even better. Shout out to them.
All right, yeah, so that's it for NVIDIA for now. Let's go back over. I am noticing something about, what Sharif is mentioning about Joe there.
These two right now?
It's just integrity, and I'll talk to Joe about it afterwards. All right, let's go back over to the main desk.
Patina man, he's trying to weasel away from the $1,500 he should be giving me for those jeans. No, I'm kidding. We love Joey options, guys. Last name on the board here, Broadcom. Another terrible day for Broadcom, down 5.5%, despite getting a couple of price target upgrades, starting with UBS, maintaining their buy rating, boosting the price target from 472 to 475, much of the same by UBS, maintaining their buy coverage on Broadcom. Separately, guys, since the earnings report, which caused this decline, we have lost now $321 billion in market cap, and still counting. Broadcom, 5.5, trading at the lows.
Yeah. The bet's it's already finished. It's already closed. You might as well close the poll. It doesn't matter anymore.
Broadcom's troubles are only stock-wise starting.
Yeah, it's a problem.
So this is sort of the thing. And look, I have nothing against Broadcom. Like Broadcom, everybody owns you own the index, you own a pretty solid chunk of this bad boy. And maybe we find some support in the quarters here. I'd like to think you're going to find something in the 25 to 30 zone, but the 50 period It lost it in a big way today, down 5.5 points. This is not they're not in Oracle territory, so I wouldn't have that. Like my concern with like an Oracle is like, well, I don't even know where the bottom is on Oracle at this point. I think there's going to be one, but it's hard to figure out where it is. But Broadcom, I think you're pretty secure. If we see the 200 period here, you're going to want it with regards to Broadcom. Unfortunately, what hasn't in big cap tech land taken a bit of a turn after earnings? Right? It's just, this is now the norm. It's a couple of down days. You still haven't really settled down. Let's find an actual bottom that holds for a couple of days, and then you try to go long that third day after a double bottom. But we're still searching for one. So maybe a double bottom tomorrow, and then you're looking long on Wednesday or something off of that support level. But Broadcom, this is working downside until it ain't at this particular point.
I just want to say, like right here, I'm getting out some more of the market here with these TQs as we start to get a little lower here into some levels. I mean, if we could see the lows, that would be great. Look, man, I've warned myself. I've talked a little bit about this over and over again with Broadcom, and I unfortunately sort of agree here. And that's why last week, I think it was, we asked Steve Tileman when he was on and all that, and I was just saying about moving forward here into next year. I do not expect that 30, like we said, Nvidia still up 30% year to date. Like that's still great, obviously. I don't expect these names to go 30% next year, and if they do, great. I mean, I'm long all of them, but yeah, we are at a spot right now where Broadcom is about to unfortunately lose that bid, it looks like. But when there is those blood in the streets, to take a line from Warren Buffett, it's kind of like, that might be when you want to go in there and start to buy. I mean, if you can get it back to September, like demand is still great in this space for Broadcom and for the whole AI. I mean, we haven't been told anything that these big CapEx guys are going to be stopped spending anytime soon. I think that comes potentially, that's what I'm saying, halfway through next year, maybe they realize that, they may have a surplus, like an AVGO, Intel, Nvidia, things like that, if the spending dies. But I don't think for now, I don't think that's the case. And if it is, hopefully they guide forward and we can get a clearer picture so that we're not sort of rugged on all of that. But at the end of the day, it is looking like it wants to cover this all back up. And it's just a matter of a good report leads us to this, then extremely nervous, and I've mentioned this before, and I'm fine. Like, I don't own any Micron, okay? So those of you that do, I'm hoping that you know the stock and you're looking after your own book. But I look at this move up here, and I just wonder, in 2 days when we get Micron's earnings, I believe Wednesday night, you're going to see potentially, what if they double beat? With the way these guys are going, I'm not as excited, needless to say, about Micron and this whole space moving forward. And you see what Oracle's done after record quarter 2 quarters ago with Oracle. They had this huge bump. You're going to see it right here. And then just after a few days, this sort of started to happen, to where I think there's some people even caught trying to buy kind of this gap fill right there in around 220. We almost got back. We did get back to it. So I just think, again, like the stock, I don't want to influence anybody out of AI names, but it's just, this is what can happen. And I still hold my Nvidia. I know you do too. We're getting out of a little bit of Intel. We talked about that. I got out of AMD at 250 and change, most of it. We dumped our Oracle at 318 or 19. So that's all good. But we started holding the bag on many different names, and I don't necessarily think it's the bag. It's just, if you keep on averaging down.
You can't sell everything.
No, but if you keep on averaging down,
I never do that.
Unfortunately, at some point, it gets bad.
Yeah.
But
I find like if I think the market's getting a little bit top heavy, then it's like, okay, well, what are the things in here? Like, what do I still have on that I'm not necessarily a buyer of anymore, or I no longer think it's the best of breed, like that kind of a thing. So like years ago, you would have thought AMD was better than Nvidia, right? So like if I have some AMD shares because of that I still have on, then I can sell those at the top, or like Intel, like that kind of a thing, which by the way, I'm Intel off of VWAP right now, but there's another thing happening on the daily chart that I wanted to mention. Speaking of that particular chip name, it's all well and good. It's been all well and good for Intel since the US government took a stake in it. Obviously a great thing, but you're in threat of losing the 50 again here on the daily chart. 50 period simple moving average is potentially going, and it's been stair-step down the last couple of sessions. Maybe not as drastic in the afternoon here today because we haven't been making any fresh lows, but essentially I'm short on VWAP at about 30 in front of 37.7. But this is a name that is, it's almost like you're just getting ready to make another leg down here on Intel. And 33, boom, support again. I feel like that's the next thing that we could get to. Ooh, let me just see if I can't get this up. Thank you, David, for the super chat. I'm sorry, OCD on the poll. 5 billion football fans on media platforms. What 50 million wrestling homes get for wrestling? Ronaldo was like Jesus on the world stage. Mic drop. Well, our view.
I don't disagree. I'm just showing you like
is 24 to what's our largest demographic? Is it 25 to 40 something?
Yeah, it's
males in the United States. So I'm gonna be Hulk Hogan for that demographic.
I mean, the poll is over with. It's done. I appreciate Dave's comments there, and that's really great.
You know what's when we had this conversation?
Everyone can vote however they want.
When we were younger, I used to always think that if you're looking at an athlete, that, and the way I would frame it is not so much who would be recognized, but almost like what's the one athlete that if they showed up on your door and just knocked, that almost anybody would have let them in and shared a meal with them. And back in, I would argue Muhammad Ali, more so than any other athlete in history, worldwide had that. Because it was just completely worldwide, and like everybody, a lot of people saw him in that just like revered, where like there weren't that many, there were some haters. There weren't many haters out there.
Here's another guy, man. I was watching this live. I was watching this on Saturday night's main event. Talk about going back to the old school. Here was Cena. His last time, I saw him at not Money in the Bank, the one that was here in Toronto. But anyways, when he turned on Cody Rhodes there with Travis Scott and Rock and all that. But there it is right there. It's a little bit too much flashing there, but that was awesome to sit there and watch that Saturday night. His last match, of course, spoiler alert, he taps out for his last match. Shout out to, what's his name, Hunter there, Paul Levesque running the show now in the WWE. Okay, so, all right, let's try to figure out if there's something else we can do over here right now. Besides the bet that me and Joe had, another bet that he had lost was AEO right here. And you can see that one now just straight. Yeah, he's on a little bit of a cold streak. Joe will get back, guys. Don't worry about it. There it is right here. 27 straight fire right there to the upside as the retail space continues to get heated up, man. We talked to Sia the other day, and she bought some ANF, she had told us. So there goes Abercrombie up. Like the smartest investors in this place, don't look at Neil and I. There it is, straight to the upside right now. 104 now and still going. So there it goes, man. ANF, beautiful move there. And, you know, we'll look back at the name that we have. And unfortunately, okay, my bad. LULU right there now up to 0.8%, and back up to 206. So this is about the levels because we sold some at lunchtime there on Friday. I thought it was, see, I own the CDR in Canada. So if you guys own, I just got this so I can get way more shares here. But oops, what am I doing? LULU in Canada. So keeps on there, CC. Okay, this is the CDR. So this will move roughly the same there on, I don't know why. Wait a minute, LULU in United States, is it US dollar moving today? How much is this up? 0.85, okay, that's strange. Normally they're pretty connected.
Whoa, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so I'm gonna.
There's a currency hedge those.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, like I don't understand, maybe on a daily basis it should be the same there, but anyways, I just want to say this is where we got out. I thought I got out around, I was gonna say around 9:10 there on Friday. So yeah, so far, and just a piece. I wanted to cover around 230, which I think was up here, $11 or so. It was basically where the 200 period was. But again, like I'll have to double check this because normally these CDRs are pretty much dead on with each other.
I'm a little bit concerned about that.
No, I wouldn't be concerned because it's about the closing price. You could have had an imbalance that hit that affected the closing price on Friday for Lululemon in Canada.
It looks fine on the chart.
Yeah, I'm not worried. So there's 230. So it would just be the 200 period moving average. So as long as the Lulu CDR has had 200 days under its belt, which it has, we've had these guys on, by the way, from CIBC, explaining their CDRs. And so, so there's it. Oops. That's still Lulu. What am I doing? I want to get Lulu. Every time I do it, it takes me a second here. Lulu in Canada. There it is. So as long as it's been around for 200 days, so you'll get the same thing. So it's 1050, sorry, not 1090. So that's kind of like the target that I'm thinking about there for Lululemon. And then before I go back to Neil, just one more thing. This is my target. Almost hit on target. So I don't know, man, what happened this morning? Everything fell down, but right now this is like, I want to take advantage of this move higher. So I think here after hours, no rush to do it today. I don't think target's going anywhere tomorrow, but we've been buying this thing in the low 80s, like rated off of this. We don't have the very lows of 82 or 83, but I think I'm long at like 86, 88 area. That would make the most sense for me. So the fact that this is back up to 90 and change, we'll take that 10 or 15% there on target and then see if it doesn't continue to go much higher than where we are right now. But that's just a little look on the retail side.
Oh, speaking of winners outside of the tech land, remember this morning we were talking about travel?
Yes.
Specifically, well, actually, it wasn't just travel.
Las Vegas Sands.
Well, we talked about the casino names. We talked about, we didn't talk about Expedia and some of those others, but we did mention the cruise line. So NCLH, look at this chart. No one's paying attention to well, I shouldn't say that. I'm sure there's plenty of people paying attention to it, but not enough people, I don't think. There is a breakout in NCLH, and the one I like is CL, Carnival, breaking out over the 50 period. So this one's on a bit of a jaunt to set upside. I think it was a consolidation. The only thing it sucked is if you took the break at 9:30, they get fail broke on you. Well, you'd have won. You won like 2% to the upside on a breakout trade almost instantaneously. I mean, you're probably ending up with a winner. But then it comes all the way back in before trending up. But I do like what we're seeing here in CCL. And then the other thing this morning that we're bullish on was, and still is silver. Silver is triple top if you include the pre-market. So double top, but potential triple top here on silver. It's about 58.12 would be the breakout price. So 58.11 is the current high on SLV. Even if it were to break, there's overhead resistance here at 58.5. So I'm looking to buy dips this afternoon on this. I don't know about VWAP, but certainly maybe like the 57.75 area. Still strong here on silver. Not so much in Bitcoin or, well, I was going to say or ETH. ETH lost that 3K, by the way. I was holding onto it for so long, but now we're headed decidedly lower.
Well, I mean, what was the Bitcoin?
There was no big story for Bitcoin negatively that I was aware of, but it just, I think, well, I threw it in the watch list this morning just simply because we lost 90,000.
Yeah.
And then there was some positive XRP ETH.
What is that XRP? Everyone saw they launched a major XRP, which is Ripple ETF.
Yeah.
So let us know because there was one that
was relatively strong this morning, but that was the only story.
Money says 85.1. Okay, we'll look that up in just a minute, but we do have to thank Beta Pro Global X right there. Make sure you do scan that QR code right there. These guys are the king of the 3X daily levered ETFs. They are having a fee holiday until the end of, or down to 65 basis points, I should say, reduced management fees down to 65 basis points until the end of this month. So go take advantage of trading with Global X and Beta Pro, 3 times daily levered products, including S&P TSX 60, utilities, treasuries. They're all over there. Scan that QR code to get a complete rundown of everything available by Global X and to understand them more. And as Neil and I were just talking about the CDRs and currency hedge and all that, if you are a sophisticated trader, you are going to want to take away that currency hedge or add the currency hedge so you get a more pure performance. And that's part of what got me, thank you to Beta Pro and Global X, and to Fabian, of course. Did Andre have to step away? Is that where? Yeah, okay, he's gone. Okay, so it would be Fabian the rest of the way, which we like. So thanks, Fabian, for stepping up for that one. All right, so yeah, no, that's what we were talking about with that exposure there in the currency, right? So whenever we see sort of a disconnection there from one product to another, you do want to question that, and nothing wrong with it, and that's why you want to talk to you, not your broker, but maybe talk to CIBC or whoever the underwriters are of those to understand the currency exposure more. And that's why you want to make sure you do scan that QR code there from our good friends at Beta Pro. All right, so 85 flat was the bottom there for Bitcoin. T-Money saying it was about 85.1 or so. So we'll have to wait to see if that winds up holding. Just to look at the broader market, and then we'll go back. We only have an hour left of trading, so let's look to put on some positions here into the close. If anything, I'm thinking short, but we will look at that to make sure that's the right call. Here's a name that I definitely, Neil's in this, I know, Sharif I know has been trading it a little bit. Caterpillar, I like Caterpillar, any kind of a move down, I'm a buyer of Caterpillar. 3M is interesting, they settled a big lawsuit not too long ago, so that could be some sort of a play there as they get all settled down there, as 3Ms were about to become 2Ms, but back up to 3Ms. So that's good there as well. AMAT, GEV, again, another, people asked about SMR. I would say, you can play CCJ, Cameco. You can play a lot of different names in the uranium space. And if you wanted, data center power and that kind of a way, GE Vernova seems to be a good name. Constellation, yeah, those are the ones that we're talking about there. Nvidia up. It's Apple in the big center here, Fabian, that I think people are a little worried about today. There's Micron. I would be very worried about that. Cisco, man, just made 50-year highs or 25-year highs. Thank you to Brian Shannon for pointing that out as well. Today is a little strange because, Costco came out with their earnings last week, and I guess I got to parse through or ask ChatGPT or somebody about what the heck was wrong with that report, because I remember when we reported it, it was down early, made its move higher, and then I think we were like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Costco started battling back there today, but they're kind of caught, and I saw someone in the chat say Costco's caught in no man's land, and I think you're about right, because right now, coast to coast, Costco, we've got a delivery from Costco, it came real quick, so that's something. I don't know if they're working on their online presence. I don't necessarily think they need to. It's an in-store experience, I think, the shopping there. Right now, it's pretty busy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the online's improving, just like Walmart's are. But yeah, you might be right there. No man's land probably until 8 bills, right? I mean, that's 8 to 8.20 right there. And that way, you're getting this back again to the summer of 24. We've noticed some stocks trading near some of these lows, but it looks like Costco right there. I really like the stock, really like the company. They're going to get it all figured out. They are battling with the Trump administration over tariffs right now, and those don't look like they're going anywhere. The Supreme Court, no decision made there. I know they were challenging the tariffs, and honestly, if Donald Trump's going to start writing $2,000 checks to people because of some of the tariff money that's been intaken, then I think they'll probably wind up sticking. That's going to be a lot of pressure, man. When people get those $2,000 checks, they're going to love everything about tariffs.
I like it for Walmart.
I don't know why that's only hitting Costco. I think Costco is one of the loudest voices on this. So they're being traded maybe downside because of the woke factor. We've seen that hit Disney, Target.
You know what's really, what it feels like is happening is across the board, it seems as if in each sector, the winner, it's oh, well, this is the one that people like. So therefore, forget everybody else. And for a while, you used to be Walmart and Costco were at least remotely correlated, but now Walmart, they're just winning big, and they're in an AI play too as well. But yeah, this is the one. You can say anything you want about the valuation, this and that. It's been true for a while here in Walmart, but this is the strong one in the retail space, even more so than Amazon. For sure. We don't really talk enough about energy. So we just got a question. Thoughts on Oxy? The energy person around here is usually, Randy will wax poetic about XOM.
Well, he'll wax.
Because that's his baby. But Occidental, this stock hasn't been a jam since we lost the Buffett shelf, unfortunately. And it's about to lose another shelf as well. This is not the one, I don't like this one in the space. It hasn't really shown too many signs of either breaking out or making some higher highs. It just looks incredibly weak. If you're gonna go over into the energy space, I like the fact that XOM or Chevron give you a nice stable support level recently, or at least if you're gonna be doing nothing sideways or gently to the upside, as opposed to still gently trending down. Because then you're just trying to bottom pick here on Oxy. I don't know what the dividend is anymore in this, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'll prefer I'm in Chevron. I know Randy always talks about XOM. I think both of those are pretty reasonable. Load, yay, Monday chart. See, at least with Chevron, you're consolidating It's a long, I should have gone to a weekly chart. That's my bad. And now it'll just take even longer. But if you look at it on a weekly, it's in a very, very long consolidation with a pretty distinct support level. You go all the way back to 2022, and this thing is a 135 buy. And it doesn't really break out above 170, except like a couple times in here. But you got pretty distinct support there on Chevron. So you pick it up on the support, you chalk a dividend up there, maybe you scalp some out. But it gives you diversification without it being on a downward slope, which is ultimately, to me, what you really want. All right, the market's trying to do a little something here. Let us know if there's anything else interesting, small cap-wise, or anything that might be moving. I just realized I don't. Every time I restart my PC, or restart eSignal, my little hot list doesn't pop out. And I always hit save.
What was it?
No, it's my.
It pops out. Mine popped out.
Mine doesn't. No, my hot list.
Why not?
Every time I save it, and if I close and restart the PC.
Are you hitting that thing on the right to pop it out?
Oh, I just moved.
No, that's why. You're not doing it right.
Oh, I have to.
Yeah, go to his screen. That's pop out.
Yeah, but why can't I just drag?
No.
Dragging it works too.
Yeah, it's not going to save your layout that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See, the more you know. So I have to hit the pop out, and now it'll actually save.
Yeah.
But there's nothing on here small cap wise, is what I was going to get at, except for ARTV.
Well, BYND I have is popping off on mine a little bit.
Really?
But it doesn't mean it's actually moving.
I don't know if it's actually moving.
It's on there right now. It's showing it. Yeah, so it's done 43 million shares. It's not doing anything. Yeah, ARTV you mentioned, right? Yeah, well, we have the same one. So whatever you're looking at here. This is my actual self-curated watch list. This is pretty much, I don't know, Fabian, you're the best at zooming in. But I just was going to say, if I sort this all by what's happening today, so this is basically a list of stocks that I'll look to trade. There you go. Thanks, Fabian. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so thanks, Fabian. There it is. So Coinbase today down 6 and a bit. Broadcom down 5. Mara. ARM down 5. IBIT down 5. SMR down 3. Uber down 3. It's pretty ugly right here. I also have the 52-week moving averages, and I also have 1 minute VWAP, all this kind of stuff. These are all scans that are eventually going to hit, hopefully hit at one point here. Uber, SMR, what else we looked at? How low did I go? SMCI, Robinhood, Occidental. Let's just now sort it by the top side, so stay right here with me. Fabian, don't do anything. The top names today, Tesla, obviously. We just added more Tesla into our account a couple weeks ago, so we're pretty happy with that one. Palantir also on the upside, Meta. So there are some love here for some stocks in the tech space today. We're not down dramatically. DraftKings is a nice little look there. Really happy with JP Morgan, the largest bank position of myself. And actually, the fact that Marvell battled back, which is really nice. I like Marvell. If Marvell can keep it up, thank you so much, Fabian. If Marvell can keep it up, and by the way, keep this screen on too, Fabian. That's how you guys can vote. So anything that you guys want the SPY made it over there on SPDR, you can see. That is SPY, okay. Right there, so they made it up, the S&P 500, Nvidia, there's your AMCI. We sort of went over that a little bit. Wow, Rivian maybe is on one right there. Nice to see RIVN back up to 19 and a quarter right now, up 6% for Rivian as that name continues to climb a little higher as well there today. Good move for Rivian, bouncing off the 200 period moving average. We'll look to see if those levels continue to hold. And what else over there? You know Fabian's on the board now because, this is one of his babies, so he's definitely letting us know about that. BBAI did break lower today. It's now only down 4%. That's nice to see. So most of these names have battled back. I think the big one that most of you traders are going to be concerned a little bit with is iRobot. And again, it's only done 90 million shares. I think I would have lost that bet over under 100 million. Probably still does happen, but I would have bet that at lunch. And right now, it's kind of
the most disappointing stock in.
Yeah, because this opening, that's actually, it did about almost 1 million shares at 8 o'clock just on one dark pool dump. So yeah, a little disappointing on the action here on iRobot, but down 71% today. Is filing for Chapter 11. So we'll see what that means. Remember,
I thought there was going to
be the same thing.
I thought there was going to be multiple trades, opportunities that just set up cleanly on iRobot and was ready. I'm okay, dedicate a level two to it. We'll have it on the watch list. It's going to go ham. And then made one trade and then it was completely useless after that. So huge disappointment for iRobot. But you're going to get the ARTV and potentially iRobot not in a second. But Intel just broke the volume weighted average price.
That's what I meant to do, go long.
This might actually go green. Earlier, I was short into the low.
That's what I'm talking about.
Keep that.
Keep that. We need that kind of music going on there. That should be our bumper
can
when we come back.
I was about to say, like, can we have some kind of a quick little, like, afternoon show, like, bumper, and give us that?
Oh, that's already been asked for.
Power Hour.
But that music would be great. That's
I'm
good.
down with that. I mean, look, there's other music that I would love. The saxophone from Coming to America, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, like, I'm a huge fan of the Soul Glow music. I just want, no, not the saxophone, Soul Glow. You know what I'm talking, if you've seen Coming to America, Fabian, I just want to be able to hit a key, and then I get to hear that music, and then whatever. I'll figure out a reason to use it.
Yeah, it could be like a combo. We could have like a combo bumper.
It's just, I love that sax. ARTV, which is continuing to make fresh highs. This hasn't even halted once, really? Apparently not. Oh, yeah, whatever. You don't have to halt all the time, but 100% to the upside on ARTVs. That one continues to go. Yeah, this one is hungry for the tops, just like me if I was in the line at McDowell's there. If you know, you know on that one. And if you don't know, then make sure you watch the old version, the original version of Coming to America, and not the remake. So bad.
You want to get long on Nvidia. Yeah, we actually wound up watching that one.
The new one?
It's all the same guys, isn't it? Yeah, I think it was, right? But it's not as good.
They just did the whole, let's pull some nostalgia on everybody, because they'll watch it purely for the nostalgia, and it doesn't have to be any good.
And I think that's the problem, is most people watching streaming now are a little bit younger, and they don't know kind of the quality that it was maybe back then. So I don't know.
When they start remaking, anyways.
Yeah, I didn't even watch. I used to watch Stranger Things. I didn't watch that anymore. I told you we're watching that Tires show on Netflix. Shane Gillis. It's pretty good, but it's a little crude or whatever. But that's fine. I'm fine with that. Just not something you can watch. Oh, what I'm watching with the kids is called Abbott Elementary.
That's what the dude from Everyone Hates Chris, right?
Yes, the big skinny guy. Yeah, the guy that literally looks like a beanpole. I have no idea about that guy. That guy, whenever they show a side view of him, I'm like, is this guy feeling okay? And then the funniest character in that is there's this attitude. She's on the Visa. I was watching it yesterday. She's the principal. I have no idea what her name is, but she wears like higher end kind of fashion stuff on the show, and she's always dissing all the teachers. I have no idea her name, but Abbott Elementary, we're watching that with our kids. Is she from Always Sunny in Philadelphia? They did a crossover. Okay, but yes, you're right. They are Philly-based shows. Yes, good call on that one. I've actually never watched Sunny in Philadelphia.
That dude reminds me of
we should watch that.
Oh, that's
can't watch that with my kids.
The show with the Abbott Elementary.
Yes.
The guy. I don't know the actor's name. It sucks. I wish I remembered his name. But he effectively is like Duquan. He looks like what Dookie from The Wire. Like if Dookie grew up, and by the end of whatever, if you got to see Dookie grow up, he would look like the dude from Abbott Elementary, Hundy P, for sure. But I'm actually looking at IBIT right now. I'm looking for like something distinct. Obviously Nvidia is not breaking trend to the upside, silver's not really moving that much, but there's a nice downtrend here. Like if you go from the early afternoon downtrend to this one forming, might give like a short the pop play here on IBIT for sure. Or Alpha, you like The Wire as well. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. As everybody here probably knows. Right now, it's my workout show. I'm a big, I don't listen to music when I work out at home. I don't listen to music when I work out. I'll throw a show on, and then it's like almost motivation. So if I want to see the next episode of The Wire, then I gotta go downstairs and work out in the basement. I'm almost done, and I can't really figure out what I want to do next. I'm thinking maybe Sons of Anarchy. What is that?
This is just Abbott. No, I just want to say that was the guy that we're talking about there.
Yeah.
It's not very good, the resolution. I was trying to find one. I was trying to zoom in and zoom out, but it doesn't matter. I
recognize. Oh shoot!
I was just trying to show it.
I recognize the. Is that the print?
Yeah, the open image.
Where do I know her from?
All I'm doing, Fabian, is literally just opening image in new tab here, trying to. You find it then, my guy.
Yes, critical.
Yeah, see, like I just found when I try to zoom in again, but it's the principle here that I think is really hilarious. And then this is the dude that you're talking about.
Like I have to look up the cast.
Anyways, okay, whatever. I'm sure we have no idea what their names are. So yeah, that's cool. All right, so that's what we're doing. You guys let us know what shows you're watching. I mean, when's the next White Lotus coming, man? I need some kind of content to watch over here. All right, so Nvidia's fallen back in again. I said that I was thinking about going long on Nvidia, but I was thinking about it against this 176. The thing is, we did have that whoopsie moment there where we lost 176 finally. We actually lost it 3 times. First thing right there at 8 o'clock, and I'm not worried about those dark pool dumps, so I'm not even looking there, so scratched it 3 times. We lost it once right here, and we fell down into 175.70, so fine, I can hold something 30 cents. It was this time right here that we made that bottom wick down there at 175. So now I just worry that if we defend here without any lines to protect us, right, it's not like we're going into VWAP that I think could hold. I just don't know what area holds here, but it looks like maybe 176 could be a holding spot, but I'd rather look at AMD where maybe I could find another defined level, or even go over and just short Broadcom. Like, okay, see, so this is more what I'm talking about. Now you are actually at a local bottom. So this could be something also from, okay, let's just have a quick look. So we've been getting out of more of the TQs. We actually paid a higher price there. We should have, let's put a bid here, 52. Let's just put one a little bit. You know, let's get out of this all. Let's go to 52.13, 52.31s. If it just falls back into here, we'll get out right there. And then if it drops even more, fine, so be it. But I think that this is a decent opportunity anyways, right into there, into 209. So what are we at now? 209.40. Like, this might be a trade that if those of you that are looking for maybe a long here into the close. So this is the Nasdaq over here. I apologize. Our futures charting is down for today. So I do have to use the Qs. So
real trading at the source.
Yeah, it's nothing. Unfortunately, it's just not hitting our chart today. We've been told potentially tomorrow, so we'll double check on that. But at the end of the day, if you're looking for a long, and I don't think it's the end of the world here, that this is what the Nasdaq looks like. I mean, long's not necessarily like, can't blame anybody for doing that. So I think that's an opportunity down here, 209 and change. Let's try to buy some AMD and see what winds up happening. We are slightly down on the stock today, so take it for what it's worth. But we're going to try to defend it against that 209.
Well, yeah, I'm just playing one thing here. If I can find something that's a little bit more clean, I will. What's hilarious is Joe accused me of ducking, which is why I've never made a bet with him. Which is funny because he's never, like, no bet has ever been proposed between Joe and myself. I have never rejected. I mean, in the history of this show, I have never ducked any sort of bet. Like, I'm the one that it's my dumbass reason why we had to do the chip challenge, because I ran my mouth, and then we had to do the chip challenge because of that. I'm the one that's had the Italian flag on my face when they lost to England. Westermeyer and myself have always had like a standing. Anytime the Bills play KC, we'll go back and forth. So, Joe, I'm right here. I just don't. What are we actually going to bet on? There has to be something that we can figure out. But I'm right here. You let me know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the chat can have. Yeah, it's all about fun.
Come up with
it's all just for fun.
It is all for fun. Like
Joe lost his most recent bet with me when we made it up at the bar.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so we can.
Sean and I are going to do when Green Bay meets the Bills, there will be a Super Bowl bet. That's for sure.
All of a sudden, turn handsome. Look at this.
Look at that. You let me know, Joe. Right here.
Yeah, Joe can mic up, and if we get something figured out, I know Neil's not going to be ducking anything over there.
No.
So
because it's always fun. It's always in good fun.
It's always just for fun.
Good fun.
Okay, okay. So here it goes a little bit. We'll get something out here at 60. So we do have a little bit of a trade here on AMD, and yeah, just trying to make a little bit of extra cash here at the end of the day. It'd be nice if we turn this name positive. So if this gets into the 70s, we'll be positive on this stock already. But that doesn't really matter. We're just going to give this a little bit of a shake through. Hey, look, if this breaks 09, I'm going to give it 20 cents. So we're just starting. I'm just going to piece a little bit out. You know, if it rips upside, whatever. This is just one last little second trade here. 308, not expecting to light the world on fire here by any stretch of the imagination. And we are waiting to get out of our TQs if it does go down just a little bit there as well. So far, so good. A small little 20 cents there, and we'll see what winds up happening. The biggest trade for me last week was actually getting out. And it's because we didn't really do too much last week. Got out of well, we got out of Marvell's. Those were all fine, but you know, this was Alibaba. Sure, in 1 second there, Ramin. Alibaba, we did get out some at 160. So we did buy some at 160. I actually got out of what we bought at 160, but not out of my whole Alibaba position. So paid a little bit of fees there. We bought it when it came in. Then we didn't get that sort of bump up that I was thinking about. So I did exit Alibaba. Hopefully it's not too premature on that. And, you know, wouldn't mind buying it back, but honestly, maybe not for a little bit lower. Okay, it's our party and we'll cry if we want to, but right now we do have Joe with this, the Warner Brothers look there. I like
no, see, the thing is, though, a while ago, Neil and I was like, hey, Neil, you want to make a bet? He's like, no, I don't want to make a bet right now.
Wow, Neil.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I remember, no, stop.
Okay.
Hold on. And then he also said to me, he's like, oh, man, I want to add to your losing streak. So he knows the boy's cold, and he wants the smoke when I'm on a losing streak. So come on, what is that? You don't want the heat when I'm on a winning streak?
Nobody around here actually believes.
And Katina, man,
I don't want to bet.
And to you had the poll up for 5 minutes, and you're like, it's over, it's done.
It was over. We had 450 votes. Bro, it's in the chat, dude. You lost the bet.
Okay, then that's fine. That's fine. I may have lost this one, but I came back, and it was 50-50.
Lose with
50-50. In a predominantly American audience, it's 50-50, brother.
Yeah, but
right. So first of all, you lost. It was 55-45 before you started coming in and crying. Second of all, what we can do is make a bet with you and Neil. Like, and then I mean, I'm here for smoke.
You guys just come up with anything.
If you ever want to be not patriotic again, I can take a Canadian team and you can take a U.S. team. Hey, let me guess. You don't think Canada's going to win the Olympics, Joe? We can bet that. If
Whoa, my brother. What makes
the
you
Olympics
think?
are too far away. We're not betting on the Olympics. That's literally next year.
No, hockey.
Yeah,
it's not literally next year. It's in 2 months.
Yeah, but still, that's too. I want to bet something.
So hold on. Do you think America's going to win? Or you think
No. Remember, our hockey, the only bet I ever lost to you was when I took the Oilers and you took the Panthers.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I will take Team Canada again, basically, by taking. Well, I took the Oilers, right?
Team Canada again, basically.
Yeah, because you took the Panthers have primarily. Edmonton has more Canadian players than the Panthers do.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're right about that.
I don't know if that's
true.
true.
I don't know if that's true.
Okay, so you do not.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's true.
So you think Canada's going to win, basically? So we can't do that. So
No. Yeah, I would never place that bet anyways because the World Juniors. The World Juniors and watching Olympic hockey is like my thing. I live for that, so I would never.
But I'm not talking about the juniors, of course. But
it's coming up though.
Yeah, I would never bet against the juniors. The thing about Olympic hockey is actually to this point is it's not this. There's no hitting, there's no fighting, anything like that. So literally anybody can win. Okay, we'll figure out.
We'll get it done, man. We'll get it done.
Figure out some bets. We'll figure out some bets.
Done.
And yeah, it's too bad you're not a football fan. You know,
honestly, what we should do, Joe, we'll do something.
You have a favorite team?
Yeah, I was a big time Ravens fan back in the day.
Oh, for you Ravens?
Well, if Ravens face the Bills, maybe.
We'll just do that.
Back in the Ed Reed and Ray Lewis days is whenever Terrell Suggs and all those boys.
You bandwagon them when they were good. Okay, good to know.
So basically, Joe's already said that he would have a piece of pie. So that would be a great bet if that happened, but.
Yeah, I already will have one, so we don't need to bet.
Era of thugs. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right?
You're not from Baltimore, right?
Me and Joe are both from
You're not from Buffalo.
Okay, so Buffalo is Canada's NFL team.
It says who?
What do you mean says who? It says the 15,000
This guy's a Green Bay fan. I don't even watch it. Sharif's a Dallas fan. Come on, didn't you see the Post-it notes going around in the city telling the Toronto people to stop being Bills fans?
Stop changing the subject.
Come on, brother.
Listen. I'm a fan of the Toronto Argos.
I have as much association with Baltimore as you do with Buffalo.
That is the most nonsensical thing ever. Okay?
I mean,
so at the end of the day,
season ticket holder for 5 years.
Brother.
We had season tickets for 5 years.
Joe does look like he's from the streets of Baltimore. I do have to admit that. Exactly.
Have you ever seen The Wire?
All right. No, I have not.
It's a Baltimore show.
Okay, so all right,
it's the most Baltimore show.
So you're a Baltimore fan too, then, if you love The Wire that much.
That's true. Joe's exposing your Baltimore fandom over there.
There you go.
All right, get this man off the screen. We're going to figure this out over there. He's out of here. Joey's
Snoop and Chris would have a field day with that.
Joey's going to go find some pie.
Anyways, let's move on. Because I'll tell you right now, look, the only way, some of the cap that Joe was spreading around there, that'd be like me telling you Robinhood is strong today, the Qs are up, Nvidia is not trending slightly to the downside. Tesla wasn't strong this morning. All of that stuff, see how that's all wrong and all untrue? Yeah, that's Buffalo was in Canada's football team in the NFL. Like everybody well,
it depends. I think East, like a lot, out West, they like
Seattle fans on the West Coast. Fine, fair enough.
But Joe didn't bring that point up. That's a little bit too much. That's next level.
But just for back to the market for a second. Like the only thing I'm in is IBIT, but I'm looking over here. Robinhood's losing a bit again. Like it just hit low of day here on Robinhood. It is a flush fest for this stock, and Robinhood. This might be. Okay, let me just quickly do this.
By the way,
might be on the precipice of a trend breakdown here.
Yes, man. Robinhood's going to $90. I've sort of
There's that 50 period. There's that support level. It's losing it, and Bitcoin's not helping. Bitcoin, yeah, it's going down. Look, I'm not happy that Bitcoin's going down. I just am still stink bidding in the mid 70s because that's where I want to pick some up. It's like everyone always talks about that whole notion. Well, if you sold anything at the top on something you want to hold forever, that's only good if you did what? At some point, buy it back. Otherwise, what did you really accomplish if your goal is to just be long that sucker? Robinhood is something that I want to get in at some point. And so I think the stink bid should be going out on this bad boy. The problem is I want to also buy SoFi back, and I don't think the time is right either. Yeah, SoFi's got the same chart, but maybe a little bit deeper. SoFi down 4% today. So there's some real bleeders here relative to the market. SoFi down 4%. It could easily be back in the low 20s post haste. Like early next year, I think that'll be a good place to pick it up because I like financials for next year, which is kind of weird because I like them this year too. But whatever.
Yeah, I love the financials.
I feel like it's a weird one, but the problem is I'm not gonna like it's. I like the financials, but I don't think it's gonna be XLF that I like in particular, like it was this year.
Yeah, I like all the names. I like Goldman Sachs. I like all the big banks this year. I just think that, rotation out of some tech names into something a little different. And talk about rotating out. Okay, this is one. Here, this is something that Joe likes. I'm reloaded. So we got a little bit more there on AMD as it fell in. So I got some 20s. I'm waiting for a bigger trade at 10 to see if that happens. So bless you. We'll get some 20s. I think it was 18s or 19s. And then out there almost immediately at 42 or 43, same minute, we got long and then it popped up there. So sometimes it works in your favor when you get filled and then it runs for you. Sometimes it runs completely against you right there. But nice move there on AMD back upside. But it has not been a nice move. I mean, all we've tried to do is buy the bottoms like we did right there against the bottom. So let's just wait to see. Okay, Trump right here in our ear. I guess he's meeting with European leaders right now. Trump coming out and saying he had a good conversation. So that's nice to hear. And we'll hope that gets all settled out. I don't know exactly what the tariff talk or anything was there. But apparently here it is. He had a long discussion and things are seemingly going well. Okay, we did think that in Canada, and then all of a sudden, we've got some tariff troubles. So we'll see how that's going there. Well, apparently, our premier there launched a couple of videos that Donald Trump did not like, so that was never a good thing there. All right, 2222222 here for Amazon, down 1.4%. We talked about sort of the no man's land that Costco's in. Amazon's very familiar with where it's been because it's on its way directly. Okay, was just thinking about what Trump's talking about. Nothing right now. Just waiting for a piece in my ear. 215 to 216, right there into the 200 period, moving average. So I was just going to say, as Costco's kind of floating around looking for a bottom down here, you do have a nice little area to buy some Amazon. So this could be something that even hits tomorrow on bad news. But if you have liked Amazon, just want to give it to you guys that back into May, this is really what we've come down into before. So these levels right into there, $200, that's been the low, and it's really been representing this 200 period moving average again. So right into there, a good couple levels there for AMZN. So we'll get rid of that quickly. All right, man. We got out of our TQs because that came back into those levels, and here we are. We do now have, so we are reloaded again, and right now it is just 1 unit. So I don't know if this is going to be a good idea or not, or if we will get smoked, but here it is, man. AMD, we are now long at 209.15. Perfect. So this is exactly where we like to be long at, against 209. Our stop, that is the 209 right there, 209.04. So that's right where we're long right now. I'm giving this just a couple more seconds. Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, Fabian. You know Fabian's got in touch with this one. But right into there, this sort of low, we're seeing it. I'm going to give it 20 cents break. And if it breaks lower, it breaks lower. And we'll lose a little bit on this trade. But that's why we take some profit when it's there. Let's just get it figured out. Yeah, Jay Lee.
Big names on the locator already.
Oh, already? Okay, I was going to say, we can't. I see what you're saying, Jay Lee. You're holding. Here, I'll put it in the chat. You're holding your shorts into tomorrow, unfortunately. We've talked about this. Just for those of you guys that are here watching, we are on a prop floor, right? And so Neil and I are unable to hold anything overnight. So, you know, unless you get special reason to do it, but not on an equity like this. So yeah, AMD right now, downside pressure. We have to be flat at just after 4 or, you know, maybe a couple minutes after 4, but not worth it today. So we're not going to be holding this. If it breaks our level 208.75, fine. But yeah, good look there on the TQs for sure. I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to hold for a little bit more action on that.
Market does look.
Oh, AMD just came out there real quick. So just broke 209 and out. So there it goes, man. So, all right, futures downside there. There's a good example.
Bunch of sells here on the early looking.
Almost like there was just some news right there. That was quick.
Enview's a 9.5 million sell. You've got PCG 2.5. VC's always there. GM 2.2 million to the sell side. Some notable buys though. Oracle 1.8 million early look to the buy side. Chipotle 3.8 million.
Why did that just happen?
I overlooked Verizon because I don't know why. VZ probably not going to move a lot, but CMG an early 3.8 million to the buy side. This should be worth keeping an eye on. That is 1/3 of the day's volume on Chipotle. So I would say that's significant. I was just double checking. I don't see any, there's nothing that's supposed to be large, at least
like, why did that just
I
happen?
could find. But overall, we'll keep an eye on those imbalances. Those are pretty large for the time of day that we have. So I would want to respect that. I'm looking to cover 48.4s on IBIT. This is the bottoming tail from earlier in the session. Where are we at on Bitcoin? It's about 85,000 where the support came in. So approximately 85,000. We'll only reload in front of the trend line, and we're looking to cover this down in front of 85,000, which is 48.4 over there on IBIT. Is the market sliding lower in here? Still about 40 minutes. We have plenty of time, obviously.
I just wanted.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, because I got into another trade, and I know you're into IBIT right now, but I did short Nvidia. So I just want to say, like, I have no idea what just happened there to AMD, but it just fell out of bed, like, real quick. So I'm just going to hold this in case this talk with some of the...
President's talking about the...
No, I was just gonna, yeah, I was just going to say, like, I'm just going to try... So there we go. We'll get some out here. So we're making... It's two... Okay, so we're basically close to making back what we lost on AMD already by shorting this. But reason why I was going to say this, and then I'll throw it back to Neil, is just like, you never know. Like, when President Trump is speaking here, we don't have a DARA, but it's like, there's just long conversations having. Spoke to the heads of Germany, Italy, NATO. This is what I was trying to read when I stumbled there and got out of my position. But Finland, France, United Kingdom, Poland, Norway, like, we had numerous conversations with President Putin. We're having tremendous support. They want to get it to be ended. I guess he's talking about the war there. So, yeah, it's just a matter of waiting to see now what winds up happening here. So let's watch out. My stop is Nvidia, 176.60 if we break higher through that. So let's just wait to see what happens with Nvidia. But just want to say I'm back into another chip name here. Let's see what happens.
Gold and silver just rolled over as well. GLD here.
Next is Bitcoin.
That's rolling over. Oh, he is on my chart. Okay, good. And then silver, which, oh well, so forget about the breakout on silver. You're now breaking down, unfortunately. So they just rolled over as the president was talking, or some of those comments were coming out. We already showed you guys. We showed you guys Robinhood. I'll see your Robinhood is weak and raise you. Coinbase down 7%.
Yeah, wow.
Oh my goodness, what is BMNR?
These guys are proxies for all this. That's the problem.
Ooh, BMNR, 10% to the downside.
Here, how about this? Would you rather buy Coinbase or Bitcoin?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, okay, I was just wondering. Like, that's a question that we have to sort of be asking ourselves, because
next time Bitcoin...
It's flowing together.
The next time I think Bitcoin is a short, you just pay for locates on BMNR. Like, at what point, like, when does BMNR not drop way more than everything else?
But would you not do MSTR then? Because BMNR could move, you mentioned Bitcoin. BMNR could move on Ethereum, right?
True. Yeah, MSTR, well, the MSTR is down 9% today.
Exactly. And it's not even that expensive anymore.
Smoked.
It's $160 BMN.
They should have split it.
Well,
didn't they split? Did they split? They did one, right?
I don't know. Maybe they did at one point.
They split once. MSTR,
well, remember, this guy was buying this thing like, oh, yeah, I want to address that comment. Neil and I, oh, by the way, here we go, man. NVIDIA finally hitting the skids here. So good trade alert over here. I mean, we got short IBIT and we got short the Nasdaq. Well, no, sorry, we're short NVIDIA. No, I was going to say, like, I heard Joe and Sharif talking about this, and I'm not sure what side, Sharif's not here, so I'm not sure what side Joe was on, but, or if it was even a side thing. I don't think Michael Saylor is at all a scam at all.
We had this conversation.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You and I talked about this, and I just think it's that he's told everybody what he's doing. I mean, every release of strategy, they're very, very clear on the amount of Bitcoin they're holding. Every time they raise money, they tell you what they're raising money for. So I think it's a little different than somebody just creating like a trust and holding it there while Ethereum's moving. The strategy has been a supporter, and I'd have to, again, ask a large language model or ask you guys out there. I think MicroStrategy has been buying, like, I don't even remember what MicroStrategy did before all of this. So they've been a supporter of Bitcoin for this whole ride up.
It's even more simple for me.
Yeah.
If tomorrow Bitcoin was at 50K, Michael Saylor is getting smoked. So how is he a scam artist if he literally is he's telling you what he's doing and he's doing it, and if it doesn't work, he's screwed. Look, whether you agree with somebody or not, fair enough, man. And I will never own a share of MicroStrategy. I will own Bitcoin, but I'll never own a share. But I don't see how you can hate. You can disagree, but what's the point of hating on that? He's not using you for exit liquidity. He's not sitting here pumping and then dumping on you, at least not to my knowledge. And if he's ever behaved in that manner, then fair enough. I'm not knowledgeable about that. As far as I'm concerned, it is what it is. And he's put his money where his mouth is. It's the same reason that I don't hate on what's his face, Michael Burry. The guy he wants to put the shorts on the AI trade. He'll do it and he'll win, he'll lose, whatever. It's just his personal opinion on the market, and he'll tell you the why, and he'll put the trade on, and he'll tell you he's doing it. So a scam artist is the person who uses you for exit liquidity, is going to do the opposite sometimes of what they say. Like like certain penny stock traders back in the day that would have their newsletters in the morning. And then when you're buying it up at like 9:30 or whenever, they bought the stock at like 6 a.m. or the night before, and they're dumping it on you.
The difference is leverage. Like people in the chat saying, why would you, shout out to Machiavelli there. It's just the fact of Bitcoin. Like for example here, IBIT right now today is down 5%, right? So that's a thing. And then, by the way, just got out some more NVIDIA. IBIT down 5%, and then MSTR down 9%. So it's just a matter of, it will all go the other way too, right? Like when Bitcoin's up, MSTR will be up just a little bit more than Bitcoin. So that's why is my understanding why people, and like Neil said, for me personally as well, I've never owned MSTR.
My only issue with that
I've never been so excited to own it.
There are too many times when the correlation hasn't held, and too many hedge funds that are essentially, they'll do like the short one, long the other, which throws things out of whack very easily if too much money starts doing that. Like that's a problem. So anyways, I just don't think it's that simple all the time. SoFi's not having. We talked about all these fintech names. SoFi's not having.
Can you not? People saying like they don't believe his actual average price. I mean, I'm pretty sure like that is something that that is accountable. Like you can go in there and read their latest reports. And then just do the math. I'm pretty sure that number.
Every single buy has been how much Bitcoin.
Yeah, because they get audited. There's an audit. Like they're an American corporation.
I'll just ask.
I know, but asking large language models. I'm just saying that
it should be able to tell me.
No, I know, but I'm just saying like people that actually want like to trust it for yourself. You can go in there, and what I would do is upload the most recent MSTR conference call into Gemini or whatever large language model you want to, and get it to parse through there and figure out exactly how many they're holding and then what that average price would be, because those things are capable of doing that.
And fair. Well, if we're trusting it though, as of right now, 74,972 per Bitcoin. This includes all fees and expenses associated with acquisitions. The company reached this average following its most recent purchase, which was they disclosed one today. So there you go.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. They're always buying more and more. So you got to add to that average price. But yeah, if it ever gets to 67,000, that's when I would sell immediately. So that better not ever happen.
Sometimes Erin watches football with me. Well, she loves cheering for the Bills, which is fantastic.
Wonder why, yeah.
She does. But, you know,
it's actually really bad that she does.
There's always linemen that wear 67.
Oh, yeah, sometimes
someone on the offensive line. There's not a team in football that doesn't have a lineman that doesn't. Somebody's wearing 67, and the line's on TV all the time. So it's just 6-7. This.
Yeah.
Over and over.
I feel bad for those D linemen or O linemen because it's like they didn't want that smoke. You know, and all of a sudden now it's all over the place.
It's not their fault. I'm going to reload this thing. We're not getting back up to the trend line. Oh, it's 3:30, by the way. And I promised we'll look at the early look imbalances again, just to keep an eye specifically on maybe Chipotle. But I'm going to look at this 48.7. So this little prior low here. I'm going to move my stop to above that. And then look for a reload in the high 60s. Was that ASTS he just said?
Oh, I missed it.
ASTC.
I was editing
Oh, never mind. I thought.
Handle.
Okay, I just heard in my ear, I thought it was ASTS, but it was ASTC. No volume. No volume. So sometimes we'll get like this stock is moving in our ear, and unfortunately, that is not ASTS, AST Space Mobile. So I'm going to reload IBIT, looking still for that 48.4, but because I'm going to trail out here at 70, about 71, 72, I'll take an entry, get the average price to about 75, and then see if we can't get to the low of the day. And Yannick, I think that's a bit extreme to say Uber is tanking. No?
82? Oh, down 5% is a pretty good move?
Yeah, I guess 5% is pretty big. But yeah, you know what? I guess I can't really argue with you. It's still looking okay. Not great, but it still looks pretty decent uptrend on the daily chart. But this is a pretty legitimate breakdown on Uber. This is another name. I've been intending to buy the dip on this at some point, but I think you might have to wait for 60. There is so many potential good first quarter buys if the market does a real pullback again. Oh my goodness, almost too many of them. Not ARM, by the way. I was asked this morning, and I specifically, someone said, do you think ARM's a good buy here? And I said, no. No, I do not. It's that simple. Do I own ARM? Yes. Did I sell ARM, some of it, in front of 180? 100%. Am I buying back before 90 to 100 bucks? No chance. This is another one to wait. Just got to be patient. Patience. All good things are starting to come to the bid, I think.
Another one. There we go, man. I don't know. Like, I know that sometimes I do feel a little bit of pressure because I look at the chat and everybody, they're always like, what's the next trade and this and that. And it's not that I feel pressure to get into something, but I really want, the trades to work out. And we do talk about like where the stops are and all that kind of stuff and blah, blah, blah. But, and again, like, it's not just, be more humble. But I mean, this is just, we talked about this and there it goes to the downside. So just want to bring that to everyone's attention there because, for everybody that talks like that, it's like, we were in this AMD and we got out of there. And then we were sort of smart enough, in my eyes anyways, obviously to not hold on because we have our outs. It's a decision I made and then we flipped it over. And I was like, you know what? I have no idea why that AMD just cracked lower. And I was saying that we were going to pick on AMD. This is the first trade for NVIDIA that I have on, period. And I was like, I even started this morning, like if I was going to short anything, it would be AMD. So unfortunately, I went long twice and we lost both times. So there it goes. But we also love going long on NVIDIA, but we're short and we're winning. So sometimes like your bias doesn't really need to affect a stock intraday, that's for sure. But we did just sort of go short on NVIDIA because we did see, so I now only have 15% left. Our target was literally 76. Like when that came through there, that was 40 cents. We're altering, our stop is always going to be this 50 period. So now our stop, remember our stop was 60s. So now our stop is now 50s right there off that 50 period moving average. So I'm going to now set that up and just continue to take the profit where the profit lies on NVIDIA. So now we have about that 15% left. So now we're playing completely with house money. So I'm going to cancel. My first stop is right here, 176.60. We didn't get the reload at 50 like we wanted. It almost got there. It got to 40. Oh, man. got to 45, we're at 49s, waiting for that off of the 200 period. But I'm not going to short that close to it right now because often when you get up to like a wick moment, you can wick out there and then right back down. So I'm not going to add to my position, get taken out there and probably go zeros on the stock. So we're just going to get out there if it breaks 48. So 176, I'm going to be specific with it, honestly, 48. If it breaks that, I don't want any slippage or anything. We're going to get out of that if it does happen. So far, so good on that trade. Looking to see what winds up happening. 176.48 out there on Nvidia. And you showed those imbalances. I know we kind of glanced by those. I don't know why they're so huge. We do have quad.
No reason as far as I know, but it's quad witching.
Yeah, everything is this weekend.
More quad witching. It's all triple witching now, apparently.
Yeah, so that's all happening like Friday.
You know, you can tell an old trader if they say quad witching.
Or look at their face.
That means you've been trading a while because it has been quad witching for a while. No, but I did double check. I'll go to the note in a second, but there was nothing on the note today. There's a bunch of monster names on Friday, like absolute monsters, obviously. But like I said, I was going to trail out on IBIT if we broke. My chart for a second. Thank you. I said I was going to trail out at this level. It's like a new thing I like. Instead of waiting for the reload here, I'm going to trail out there. I'll just add back in to see if it'll push. Kind of playing with like house money on the trade, but it's the only trade I like this afternoon was continuing the short on IBIT. But as you were saying, it's still Chipotle, 3.8. That's about the big one. And Oracle, 1.8 million to the buy side. 3.8 million to buy on Chipotle, 1.8 million on Oracle.
Chipotle.
Oh, there's Chewy. Chewy, 1.5 million to sell on Chewy. That could be interesting. What's Chewy doing? Probably getting, not getting smoked today. Chewy's actually up today. Go figure. All right, can't come up with a good reason for that, why Chewy would be up today. Maybe it's some kind of weird sympathy to GameStop. Those could make some sense. What is GME doing? Remember, what are you going to do? No breakout for GameStop this afternoon either. See, this is why you can't have nice things. When we're doing the rundown, I was like, okay, well, 22.6 is a good level on GameStop. If you could break that out, you go gap filling. What does it do? Pulls back 2.5%. Stung. Zach, what is the best stock in the market? I just see your comment here. I'll look up. I see best stock in the market. Chipotle? American Eagle? Which one that we were just talking about? This certainly isn't GameStop. There's no chance that you were actually saying that. There's no way. Chipotle. Maybe Chipotle.
If you are looking at charts, why not use eSignal? We just looked at our chart right there to get us out of Nvidia. Shout out to Ramin, who has told me to please do the eSignal. So I am doing that right now. So if you do scan that QR code right there in front of Neil, as Neil is pointing to it right there, we do want to make sure that you do get your first month completely for free. So it is eSignal, and Neil continues to give the thumbs up there for eSignal. So we like that. But yeah, I know it's been more than a minute, I feel like, right there. So thanks, Ramin. But there it is. Award-winning charting tools. Again, they have connect over 300 plus brokers worldwide. And the best part about eSignal, in my opinion, is the fact that it's entitlement based. So you can entitle yourself however which way you'd like to. Get involved with eSignal. You want to trade after hours, Blue Ocean, anything like that. Check out eSignal. I'm sure they have a product for you that would work, including all those scanners that Neil and I continue to choose, back testing, whatever. The best signal is an eSignal.
Ooh,
yeah, that's not, I mean, I just made that part up.
Boom.
Yeah, so the best signal is an eSignal. Next time I should write that down, maybe go get that.
We're about to get a new member.
We get a little bit, we are?
100%.
Well, I like getting new members. Let's get new
Machiavelli. Yeah. First of all, hopefully that's a Tupac reference. I don't know if it's a Tupac reference. I'll subscribe to me. You said, Neil, I'll subscribe as a member if you can tell me the answer to the ultimate question. 42. The answer, the meaning of life is 42.
That's it. He has to subscribe now.
So now you ask, because you know that is the answer to the ultimate question. Because the ultimate question has always been what is the meaning of life, and the answer to what is the meaning of life is the number 42. And those who know know. So now I want you to subscribe. There was this here. See, when you tag us, Capote, could you please explain quad witching? So it's now it's now triple witching. No, but it's the third Friday.
We quadded up.
So every Friday options are going to expire. Every quarter, the third Friday, you have like, what are they? It's like single stock futures and I always forget the other one. They all expire on the third Friday of every quarter, and that'll be triple witching.
Yep.
So that makes it significant. This Friday is the third Friday, so you have that happening. But the other big thing that's happening, which I think we might have mentioned, is you have year-end rebalancing. So there's quarterly, semi-annual, then year-end index rebalancing. The S&P 500 is doing its year-end rebalance on Friday, in addition to all of those options expiring, which makes for a more volatile close. What sometimes happens is some of that stuff happens early. And so you'll see all week long, we might see larger numbers on the imbalance locator. Someone in the chat asked, why were we talking about Chipotle? Because randomly, there's a 3.8 million buy imbalance on Chipotle right now, with only about 10 minutes to go till the imbalances go public. That's why we're talking about it. Southwest has a 2 million sell imbalance. GM, 2 million. Yeah. Oracle, 1.8. Chewy, 1.5. These are all abnormal. Usually, on a normal week, we'd be looking at these with 10 minutes to go, and there'd be a small handful over 1 million shares. Kenvue, 9.5 million to sell. So there is the potential that we will see some crazier action. Who just went into the S&P? It was Carvana.
Carvana.
So the big one is the biggest potential imbalance will be Carvana on Friday, because they're the most recent addition to the S&P 500. You would expect, not always true, don't at me if on Friday at 3:50
at him
Carvana comes out a gigantic sell, but the expectation is that it'll be a big buy. And it's already been bumping higher on that news. Sometimes after the fact they sell the news, but Carvana, they kind of took a bit of a reversal here today on Carvana. Now that I just noticed it, that is now down $35 from Friday's highs. So yeah, they're starting to sell this one off already.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean that is a textbook trade. That's another trade, right? You buy it heading into the call, or in this example, into the news.
And we got to start using Kalshi for this, by the way.
No, okay, it was the number one.
Because Kalshi, that's the thing. On Kalshi, you can see, and the second 226 up, so they'll probably have odds up for this. And the question of who will be the next addition to the S&P 500, there's betting odds on Kalshi, which have been pretty accurate. And so the stocks have trended up, and then when they get announced, you sell it and take your profit. So that's always worth it.
We'll leave it a little bit.
I don't know who's going to be next, though. Maybe SoFi next year at some point.
Yeah, I think people are a little disappointed in SoFi. They're a little disappointed.
Marvell took it.
Oh, Marvell, that was the other one.
The other easy way to get an idea of what names might be added next, check out when a company gets added to the index or announced, like Carvana, look at the stocks that are gapped down without any news on that day. Because if they're not in the S&P, and they're gapped down on the day someone else got it added to the S&P or announced added to the S&P, there's no other reason they would go down other than sympathy. So I remember like Marvell was down that morning. SoFi was down that morning as well. And Carvana, they'll get their day for sure. Yeah, we didn't look at...
Someone just said MSOS halted up. Is that true? Yes, it is. So here we go. It is about that time right now where you might want to get one out of your pocket there and spark it up, because there it goes. Someone knows something right here. As we can see what CGC is doing right now. They also get a move higher there, not halting on this. We get Tilray as well. And we have the news up right now. I'm not, I don't see anything about this. I'm assuming that potentially President Trump continues to speak, and you are getting now a halt over here. So here we go, hearing in our ear right now.
There's a truth from the...
Okay, there we go. So I knew...
Here,
okay.
Let me...
Go ahead if you have it.
I have the truth. It's a little long-winded, but I'll read it to you. See, this is where Dara would come, and she'd already be reading this. So here, if we come from the president here, actually, look at it on X. As I previously stated, I believe it is time to end needless arrests and incarcerations of adults for small amounts of marijuana for personal use. We must also implement smart regulations while providing access for adults to safe, tested product. As a Floridian, I'll be voting yes on Amendment 3 this November. As president, we will continue to focus on research to unlock the medical uses of marijuana to a Schedule 3 drug, that's the key, and work with Congress to pass common sense laws, including safe banking, ooh, that's big, for state-authorized companies, and supporting states' rights to pass marijuana laws like in Florida that work so well for their citizens. MSOS halted up on that. I bet you CGC is going to be going as well. Tilray, all of the...
Yeah, we looked at all those. Yeah, they're not halted, but they're going. They came back.
Be careful here, because they're right back. We were expecting an actual executive order to have been... So the news on last week was that an executive order might get signed today. But as far as I know, there hasn't been an executive order. He's just sort of doubling down on comments made last week, but there hasn't actually been an executive order signed, as far as I know, or at least not that I've seen. So yeah, there we go, the weeds.
Yeah, without that executive order there, I would sort of take it with a little bit of a, not a grain of salt,
I
but
would.
yeah, I would too. But I mean, it's nice that he's talking about it at least, so there's something there. And finally getting something done about it. I mean, honestly, I'm not, here to praise the current president or anything like that, but this has been talked about for a long time, and it's finally about to happen. I mean, and obviously we're a little biased being here, obviously in Canada, as this has been declassified here as anything but almost safer and more respected than tobacco. And it's just, cannabis right now is bought at convenience stores all across, basically.
Pat Williams said it best, man.
Not convenience stores. You still have to have a license, and you still need to. We can now finally. I mean, we were late on the alcohol thing. We just got, with our new sort of here in Ontario, finally allowed to sell alcohol and stuff like that in 7-Elevens and whatnot. That only happened basically a couple years ago. Meanwhile, we allow marijuana. That's been sort of classified here for a couple of years. 10 years. Oh yeah, no, it's not making it. Yeah, it's not unlimited ages here, able to drink or smoke or anything.
If there's one thing, like history will laugh at us in a general sense for a lot of things, but like, why are there so many places that you can serve your country and fight in a war, or you can vote, but you can't consume alcohol? Like, what are we talking about? Like, you're either adult enough to do the two most important things as a citizen, which is vote and serve your country. It's like you tell those people, you're gonna tell me something. It just doesn't make any sense. But anyways, Tilray just lost the bid completely. Like, forget about reversing. It literally lost support. We're now underneath the low of the day.
So MSOS opened.
And MSOS opened lower as well.
Lower.
So I think the problem is we were expecting an executive order to be signed, not to get just a speech out of the administration today. And what we got was a paragraph instead of an actual executive order, unfortunately. So it is what it is. Tilray down 10% today and just made a fresh low on that headline, unfortunately.
I think this MSOS stuff is going to go higher. I mean, based on what you read there, that sounds like this is an agenda.
I think he's going to do it.
Right. It sounds like an agenda that's on. But again, and some of the people that maybe will fight back against what I'm saying would be the fact that President Trump does put a lot of stuff on his agenda that eventually he gets around to, or potentially he doesn't. That Ukraine war was supposed to be over within the first 2 weeks of the presidency. But that doesn't matter. He is working still on that, right? And not everything you can get done by, unfortunately, the stroke of a pen, although that executive order would have been something else there. I don't know if he wants to set precedent, but he sure set precedents in other spots. But yeah, I could see why people are disappointed right now with MSOS and this most recent move. It's 346, but there it is. So I was just going to say, like, when that opened up there, that was probably the buy. Like, I don't think it's going to be as negative here as potentially we think. So let's just wait to see on MSOS. And technically speaking, on a chart, you just came right back up to 580 anyways. So that just made its move all the way back up into this area that's been sold many, many times before. So let's wait to see if it does wind up holding. Definitely tomorrow's trade today. I would say off all this positive talk, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to get a little long in MSOS into tomorrow. So watch out for that into tomorrow, MSOS. If you can get something around 520, 530, I think that'll be okay. His side of the bench is going to vote, I would assume, with him. But I don't know how strong the cannabis talk is on a state level. So, all right, of course, and he has to throw in there being from Florida. We'll see where that winds up going. Only 3 minutes now. Palantir, some of these names starting to get a little lower. We did get stopped out of Nvidia right at that level, which still puts us green on Nvidia. We got stopped out right where we bought it, so all the profit comes on Nvidia right there on the downside, but it does make that move up. It doesn't get to view up and falling right back in, as we'll eagerly wait whatever this imbalance may be for NVDA.
Yeah, and it might be, remember, we have a downward trend today. There's always a chance we could see some buy imbalances. Ooh, BMNR has showed up and starting to climb a little bit here. 2.3 million to the sell side, so that is not the other way. What makes, look, I would not be the person, generally speaking, that would like a BMNR long, but it's at the lows, down 10%. It's SSR, uptick rule in effect. And typically, when it comes out as a large imbalance, the play has been to sort of reverse, like go the other direction when it starts to flip. So if this goes from like a 2 million sell to not there anymore, you'd try to quickly punch along if you can. But with 90 seconds to go, I think that's what I'll be looking for. Nothing too crazy happening on any of the other names that showed up with big imbalances. I don't even see Chipotle anymore. So Chipotle was 3.8 million to buy. It's not even there anymore with 90 seconds to go. So that seems like a disappointment. Some of these are like penny stocks, GPUS, Buru. So you can ignore that. 3 million or 2 million on a penny stock is not going to move the needle. Not a lot of buying power to flip that imbalance, let's just say. But Kenvue is still rather large at 9 million to sell.
Here's K2 unknown here. Remember the Santa Claus, there it is right here. I'll put this up on the screen just for people watching. Santa Claus rally is not here yet. It doesn't happen until the last 5 days of the year. It has nothing to necessarily do with Christmas itself. It's just something that people have looked at. It's the last 5 days of the year, followed by the first 3 days of the new year is your Santa Claus rally. So get ready for that. And please don't throw the baby out with the bathwater right here. The Nasdaq is only down 0.4, and the SPY, well, because this is the bathwater. The Qs is really getting washed, but it's the SPY there that's been holding out good. And remember, we did have the Dow just make all-time highs on Friday. It did. So, you know, it's not necessarily everything that's getting hit. We talked about the Broadcoms, the Oracles, the Apples of the world. Apple's still the largest holding in the S&P 500. So, yeah, as a percentage. All right, here we go, man. 10 seconds until Z imbalances, and we'll see what comes from all of this. We'll watch out for Nvidia, see if there's anything big right now. There it is right now. So Nvidia with a little bit of a shoot up and then back down. So probably nothing. Oh, wow, Tesla catches it. Tesla with 2.3.
2 million, that's big.
Yeah, that's a big one there for TSLA. So still going higher here for Tesla. Watch out now. We'll see how high Tesla wants to fly, breaking through 480. This is basically where we got out of our long already, so it round trips completely. Doesn't get down to where we bought it, except for right there, and then right back in again. Now taking out days high. It looks like it wants to do that. Tesla, we have 481.77. So this is going to be close to an all-time record closing high for Tesla. We looked at this.
This is if it closes here, it is.
Yeah, right. So there it goes. If it closes here,
over 480 is an all-time close high.
Right. So let's see if that can hit for Tesla right now. 10 minutes to go on the Tesla all-time high watch, closing all-time high watch for Tesla. We made this call, what happened on Friday, 1 day away. So here it goes, man. Nice move there for Tesla, 480 and change. Congratulations to all, and to all a good night. You're sleeping well if you're a Tesla shareholder today.
There's no question about that. Apparently we missed this, right? So there is an executive order that is going to be signed, according to the president. This was 20 minutes ago, but it's not the one you think. Trump will sign executive order. Okay, now I'm reading this verbatim, just so you guys know. Classifying fentanyl as, quote, a weapon of mass destruction.
Not wrong.
Okay.
Fentanyl can wipe absolutely everybody out.
I'm not saying it's not, but like that is still absurd. Like there is a vast difference between.
No, but I think once you classify something like that, I think it's like you're doing it so that you can.
No, he's doing that so we can take military action.
Right, so you can hammer down. Yeah, and it's probably something.
Which you're already doing anyway. So what's the point?
Well, I don't know. I think he's.
You're already doing
close to being right about doing that. So I don't know.
Sam, I agree with you. So Sam said Tesla split incoming. Tesla will split next year, but I don't think it'll do it till it's Tesla. Tesla won't split if it's under $500 in my opinion.
They split once before.
But I don't think they. But I think they'd only split if it's over $5 bills. I think what was the last?
They're splitting on Wednesday.
700. No, but the last time was like 7. Wasn't it 7 or something like that?
No, it was like 12 or 1300. The last time.
Have they done it? They've done it, but they've done a sub 1,000 split before.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure how many times they've split, but 3 times. Okay, so they split 3 times before.
But definitely I wouldn't think they'd do it under $5 bills. So next year, you worry about a split next year, not this year.
Well, they have to announce it on their call, so you have to wait at least till next year.
Till next quarter, yeah.
Yeah, they're not just going to do it no matter what.
Willy nilly.
They got
like who should be split? Like, there's other names that should easily be.
Well, we got the split from Broadcom that we wanted.
Yeah,
so
Meta at some point will probably.
Meta probably will need to. Google could do it again at some point.
Oh, Google's gonna.
Palo Alto did. I don't know. Anyways, there's Broadcom did. We talked about that.
Oh, have you seen the CrowdStrike today?
Oh, PanW. Are they all getting hit? I don't know.
Oh yeah. 3% down. CrowdStrike got hit today, so they're pulling back potentially into the 50. I'm sitting on the 50 in CrowdStrike. The 50 period simple moving average. If I just say the 50, just know that that's what I mean if I'm looking at a daily chart. I'm looking to buy that one. Zscaler got hit today, down. And Zscaler is getting hit for real from the highs. They're now down $100 from the highs in like 5 days. So Zscaler has lost 30% in 5 or 6 days here. And it's rapidly approaching the 200-period moving average. Then PAN-W as well. You look at Palo Alto, maybe a little bit on the daily chart, kind of, oh, that's right. Yeah. Dude, we don't have the, what are you going to do? This is not going to be adjusted on the Palo Alto chart, but you can get the idea. Palo Alto pulling back as well, down 3% today. So cybersecurity, like everything else, taking a bit of a pullback. Tom Dane, I just prefer the simple moving average over the exponential. I only use those on the daily chart anyways because I'm using them for long-term type plays. So therefore, I like the higher time frame look.
Get ready. Tesla right here is going to turn around. So it's kind of doing it already. So I don't, like, it was a couple million shares on there. It's not here anymore. So get ready for the flippening to have happening right now. So it looks like it's starting to pull back down in. So I don't see it on here. We'll see if it turns out to be a big sell or so. There's, okay, AVGO, wow, getting hit even more here into the close. Right before the imbalances, that was 341.50, now down to 338. So you're really getting hit right there on that one. When we come back, we'll show you what happens at 355 when the market may turn around here and start to head the other way. Broadcom getting hit.
Yeah, well, when those flip and move around, you have the opportunity to trade. But if you don't have enough capital or you're not trading someone else's money, you might have the fear of losing. Well, limited risk trading from Trade the Pool will transform all of that because you can trade the Pool's capital and they absorb the downside. You focus on your discipline, consistency, and growth, and you hit the profit target and keep 70% of the profits. No fair barriers, a real opportunity. This revolution is called limited risk trading, and it is powered by Trade the Pool. You can visit tradethepool.com, or you can scan the QR code on screen right now, timed it again, and get 10% off your first evaluation. I'm now 2 for 2, making sure I say check the QR code exactly when you see it on screen. We're definitely reading it too often. But those flips that you just saw, the flippening, as you called it, it's actually a crypto thing, but also the imbalances.
Yeah, exactly. So there it is, man. We called the Tesla move, and there it is. So yeah, sometimes we're pretty good at that. Obviously, we didn't take it there. I mean, so, you know, a call is only a call, in my opinion, when you take it, but I don't take it there. But there it goes to the downside. So we'll just try to, like, keep in mind that, hey, man, there is a possibility of always something to happen here. What goes bump in the night, sometimes it is some of these imbalances. So we'll wait to see where it goes there. Nvidia down 2 million shares right there. So it's getting hit at 355 or 352. That turnaround kind of happened. And then, of course, Broadcom at the lows of the day. And a lot of that has to do with said move that we just witnessed. So yeah, down right now about 6%. Broadcom continuously getting hit there today. We said that there's almost a buying zone here for Amazon coming up near that 200-period moving average. Apple down to 274. This was just 280 like at the beginning of the day, wasn't it there for Apple? Had a nice move up. Yeah, 280 right there, whoosh, all the way to the downside. So we'll see if that can pick it up again. It's 356 right now. So hopefully there's some actionable trades that you may be thinking about. And if you are,
he's close to another break.
Yeah, GLD is what, 400? Is that what it's close to?
It tagged 400 and backed off. Silver is stronger today. Silver up 3.5%. SLV up 3.5%. I should say SLV because it's not spot silver. So SLV up 3.6, close to its fresh highs. But GLD and GDX isn't having the best day either. But we did double top at 400 on GLD. Still in a nice upward trend. Some relative strength in some of the metals. Copper was actually pretty strong earlier as well. So, you know, bit of a demand play there. So it looks as if gold is not backburned, it's still doing okay, but backburned to things like copper and silver, at least recently. So if you're looking for a little bit more explosive upside in the metals, right now you're kind of going into a couple of other names, but that just means that gold is maybe hibernating for a short period of time before it makes some fresh highs. You know, you don't keep rotating in some of this stuff without gold going well. And a shout out to a couple of people in the chat who mentioned a name that we almost never talk about. I load this one up. Up only, well, it's not up that much, but up at least, and catching a bit of a bid. Lo and behold, Procter & Gamble of all things is starting to look a little bit more alive. This is, if a rotation does happen, this would be a name that's begging for one as we speak. But if you're looking for a boring name that's doing well, I feel like we talked about this morning, J&J is a boring name. That's up 40% in the last 5 months or 4 months. I think it's 4 months. 4 or 5 months, doesn't matter. J&J went from boring to exciting right quick. Obviously, some of those lawsuits getting settled is going to likely help them a little bit, but J&J up another 1.3%. Super, super strong chart. Not the chart you were expecting. If you looked at this thing, was dead money for a long time. The second it broke out of this little consolidation or whatever you want to call it, it's been absolutely on fire. And yeah, I love silver, we wons. Hi-ho silver.
Sure, yeah, thank you so much there for TL Bryant there. Great call on Tesla, great job. Thank you, you are welcome. Thank you for watching. I mean, that's at the end of the day all that really matters. So thank you for watching. Just make sure you watch us tomorrow at 8 a.m. We're back with more trade ideas. We post them up on our X accounts. You can go double check us there as well. So thanks again for all of that. Today's going to be a nice profitable day, man. I made double, so two days. So if I'm looking to make $50 a day, we made 100 today. So 2 times our daily goal today. So far so good. We'll start off Monday on a good note, despite losing Micah Parsons now for 9 months. And so we'll just the profits there. I can't afford to pay him.
The good news is that ACLs are now, like it used to be, you were out like a year to a year and a half. Now the guys are coming back after 9 months. I mean, you can get hurt in season and be back next year. So let's ring that closing bell in 2 and 1. Brought to you by OGEN, OGEN Transforming Concussion Care. And they are listed on the NYSE. Want to thank them for sponsoring the close. But hey.
Yeah, good close. Good couple trades on Nvidia. We basically back and forth with AMD and Nvidia. You had the IBIT short, which was a good one.
Bitcoin they're a problem.
85.7.
But I think, you know what, I'm actually off tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment. But the one thing I will say is this. If you see Bitcoin and Ethereum trending down, don't forget you can get an outsized move in BMNR or MicroStrategy or strategy, whatever the heck you're supposed to call it these days. They've been moving even more. So 9% down on MSTR. I believe BMNR was down 11%.
Yeah.
Almost 12% down today on BMNR. You get some outsized moves there. Trend down. If we lose 85K tomorrow, why not? At some point, we're retesting at least 80, if not the 70. So, those are good vehicles to the short side for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much to everybody there, for everybody saying thank you. Indy there saying we had a great show. Everybody on there is right now. Just Kendo and everybody that's in our chat. All right, it's 4:01, man. We got hockey practice on the lookout tonight. You guys doing anything?
Oh, basketball ended. It was her last basketball last week until the new year. But we have to do some more baking. So so guides tomorrow for my daughter is they're doing like a potluck.
Oh yeah.
Where everyone
yeah. That was fun times.
So she wanted to make something specifically Antiguan. Not easy. So we're doing like these coconut cakes.
I have an idea. Why don't we? I'm going to check the calendar. We should do a Trader TV Live potluck where everybody brings in a dish.
Oh, you know exactly when we do this? So here's the thing. It's Christmas Eve is a half day in the markets.
But I've got to make sure that people are here.
Oh, that's true. If everybody's here, that's when we're talking about doing our picks for next year. Because it's a half day and the market's slow. So we do our 2026 picks. If we have to find a day everybody's here, but that'd be a good day for a potluck. Would be on that half day.
Yeah. We'll make our picks for the new year probably in the new year when everybody's here.
Taking vacation.
But yeah, that would be a good thing. I think that's a good idea. We'll talk about that.
Nobody. Oh yeah, Brendan's not here.
Secret Santa gift exchange. Yeah, there's so many great ideas.
They still do that at schools.
Yeah, well, they did it on. My daughter had it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
For her hockey team, so that was a lot of fun.
I mean, at school, because at schools they don't do it. I think, I don't know. We used to always do that at school.
Yeah. Okay, we're out of here. All right, thanks everybody. 8 a.m. tomorrow. Thanks, Ramin, Fabian, Joe, everybody, Andre who's not here, Sharif. This is how Ramin's running the show here. She got to get out here real quick. Thanks, Ramin. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.